Choo choo, choo choo. Oh boy. Yeah, this button. Hello, choo choo. Good evening, boys. Hey, homies, how do you do? I'm sorry for the little bit messy start here. I do have my stream deck back. That's cool. I have my stream back. My stream deck. Well, it's not my stream deck. As you can see by the cable, it's brand spanking new. So that's kind of cool, right? So we're able to do cool things again. Okay, hold on, because the audio is totally off. Let me fix this. And why is the chat not scrolling automatically anymore? That's weird. Can I hear myself still? Oh, I'm so freaking unprepared. Electric seizure triggering opening. Well, fits me then, I guess. What's wrong with this cable? Okay, is now my microphone dying on me? Hope not. Okay.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hello, Robert Banana. How do you do, mate? Thank you for chilling in. How do you like this one? It's new. It's still the same, but it's new. The same, but not same. Get it? Okay. I think I'm set. Think so? Am I? Am I set? Yeah, guess so. The chat is annoying. Maybe I need to restart it. Okay, let's see what's going on in the chat tonight. Hey Optimus Prime, hello. Jake is here. Hey Jake. Hey homies. Hey Jake. How do you do, mate? Got your deck back again, Frank? Yes, I got my deck back again. I'm so happy the deck is back. Let me see, there are some new buttons as well. I added some things in, I'm not sure what they do, but yeah, for sure we have. So weed every day, it's back again. So yeah, absolutely. Mr. Banani is announced. Hey mister, how do you do? Bummer going to miss this one as I'm on my way to the door for an appointment. Ooh. Sorry to hear that, Robert. Poop. At least a message appointment. Have a good one, homies. Well, a massage appointment. Oh boy. Oh. Can you send her over when you're done? Oh, I could use that. That would be cool. Like, oh man, I'm jealous now. I envy you. Okay. It takes the sting out of a missing live stream. I guess so. I guess so. Freaking jealous. Hey Timo, thank you for resubscribing 16 months in a fucking row. Oh boy. 16 months. Can you believe it? I cannot even believe I streamed that long. Paul's here. Paul's here. Oh, he subscribed as well. Thank you, Paul. I think the sound was wrong, so probably you guys haven't had sound or something while doing that. Some trippy music today. I like it. I like it as well. It's I like that tune, by the way. It's To Dust by Silent. It's just I don't know. There's something about that tune that I like. A Friday chill stream. Sure. That's exactly what I was praying for. Oh boy. Your prayers have been heard, mate. Oh my god, no way. Do you know the way? Sir? VR chat? Is there a VR chat? On Twitch or something? Yeah, you're on Twitch, so is there VR chat? I do not have VR equipment though, but yeah. Have you heard, guys? I think, yeah, Adonna told me the Formula 1 is going to be choo. God, it's going to be to live stream the Grand Prix in Mexico. Solo Fly, thank you so much for resubscribing. Here we go, boy. Yeah, boy. I'm so happy I can do this again now. Oh boy, I missed my stream deck. This is just amazing. Thank you so much for resubscribing, man. That's appreciated. That's appreciated. Choo choo. I do to chew. But they are going to stream the Grand Prix, the Formula 1 Grand Prix. So that's cool. Friedel JD is in the house. Here we go. Thank you, bro. Yeah, boy. Choo choo. Those little subscriber breaks are like epic. I can take a sip of coffee and not being able to be silent. Like, it doesn't matter. That's the thing I wanted to say. Okay, never mind. Choo Choo, hey. Choo Choo. Intimate Tech is here as well. Falcop is here. It's a new one. Yeah, it's a new Stream Deck indeed. Welcome back, Stream Deck. Yeah, it's back and it works. It works. I wonder for how long. They sent a new invoice as well, so that's kind of cool. Since the invoice is like, I don't know, it's like it gives the warranty. So 2 new years. They never made it. So are you going to work on the secret reveal today or not? Maybe I can show it. I'm not sure, mate. I do not have a subject though. The secret reveal. The not so secret reveal anymore. Same difference, same difference. Hi from Huddersfield. Hey mate, how do you do, Daniel? Yeah, Felcop, dogs vs cats. Yeah, that works again. John Whelan. Hey Frank. Hey mister. Hey mate, how do you do? And what else? I see some MPEG compression artifacts over the whole screen now and then. It happened twice. Oh, yeah, that's an old issue. That's an old issue which I had before. I do not have a solution. It sometimes happens, and if it happens, it will happen the whole stream. And that sucks. A possible solution for me is to use the new OBS, the new streaming software I use. I don't know, man. It has some issues, and I absolutely am scared to upgrade my macOS because I had some messages about people that were not able to start OBS anymore even. So currently I'm just stuck with this. Yeah. But yeah. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. So how was your week? Have you done something good? It's not bad. We'll stick with this for now. Integration. Oh, Timo knows what we're talking about. You were there, right? You were there. Oh boy. So today, I don't know, man. I got a bunch of things I want to do actually, like options. I got options. I want to go into Node-RED, for example. There's an update pending. That would be just a simple check. Does it work? Does it still connect? How does it look? Let's do release and done. Well, since it's pretty up to date, I guess. The Nginx proxy manager could use some love. Magnus, oh, here we go. Thank you so much. 13 months in a row. Oh boy, I missed my animations. That's for sure. That's for sure. I wasn't able to restore my Nginx project from a snapshot. I failed to note the exception in the logs. This is a known problem. Not that I'm aware of, Soulfly. Not that I'm aware of. They finally released Ubuntu Server 90.4 and a Pi 4. Oh, it's a busy night. Jojo the dog. Jojo the dog. Hey Joe, how do you do? Yeah, boy. Bam, 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 bam. Thank you so much, sir. That's appreciated. That's so appreciated. So they finally released Ubuntu Server 19.10 for the Pi 4. Okay, so I have now a Pi 4, 4GB set up as an app server with things running in Docker containers, including HAS.io. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing, Mike. Amazing discoveries. Oh boy, that brings back memories. NR is a no. NR is a no? Oh. Okay, NR is a no. So we know already Node-RED is not popular with Felcop. So that's not a good. That's not good. But yeah. 7-week vacation starts today. Good to be me. 7 freaking weeks? How? But how? Can you get me a job? Oh boy, 7 freaking weeks doing nothing. I know the problem for the proxy manager. I did a PR for it. It's to do with restoring the symlinks. Oh, well, the Nginx proxy manager definitely needs some love. Its last release was in May, actually, which is effed up. Secondly, we currently suspect the Nginx proxy manager causing issues with AIO HTTP. if you do not know what it is, it's the library that powers Home Assistant, like the outgoing connections, but also the server, but also powers Has.io and Ingress. And we currently suspect that the Nginx version, the web server version in the Nginx proxy manager, like the reverse proxy, we suspect it might be the outdated Nginx running inside the Nginx proxy manager add-on that is causing issues. So what we did right now for Home Assistant and Has.io is we rolled back the AIO HTTP to the previous version in order to ensure you guys will still be working. But I have to look into why. We have to debug why. It might be an issue with the Nginx proxy manager, but nevertheless, it's most likely also an issue in HIO HTTP. So from both ends, things might be like the Nginx proxy manager just needs an update, and the HIO HTTP library probably has AIO HTTP. Might just have an issue, which we do not see yet. So that's an interesting thing. Amazing Discoveries with Mike was the bomb. It's even laser-proof, man. It's even laser-proof. Look at this. You only have to wax it up, and then you can so wax it the way off. And that's mixed Dutch and English, because we had a remote which could switch between Dutch and English on Amazing Discoveries, and that was just epic. I enjoyed it so much. You can just turn on and off mic in different languages during a sentence. That was epic. Sorry, I have profound memories of that program. Ingemar van der Heide, hey Frank, I have to say, but you're looking a bit like Jim Carrey right now. I consider that a compliment though. Thank you, Ingemar. Hey Frank, Tasmoda 6.7.0 is out. That's cool. I don't use it, but nevertheless, yeah. A new tweet from Home Assistant. Ooh. 5 weeks in the States to get 35 vacation days every year. You do? Oh boy. And then you do them all at once. Like, just... Okay, I like to spread a bit more, but yeah. It is. Okay, that's okay. Thank you so much. Just set up an Energy Monitor Iowa module for the whole house and connect the HA InfluxDB. Awesome. Can now do automations with some device like dryer finish, etc. Oh yeah, you could do that from like the main power source, right? You could detect the patterns if you want to. I think there was a product that did that. I forgot the name. Never mind. Are you gonna follow up what we were working on during doc streams yesterday? Oh boy, you guys have seen it, huh? You guys have seen it. So okay, I had Node-RED. I had the Nginx proxy manager. So those are two options I could work on. Like Node-RED would be like just a little bit of the stream, and then we can do something else. But the Nginx proxy manager probably will take up the whole stream. Maybe, I don't know. Then we have what else? Oh, my personal setup. I got a theme which is created by Paul Sinclair here in the chat. He created a theme that looks like my Visual Studio Code, which is really nice. But I discovered my cards are looking weird, and I have to find out why. So that's cool to find out. Secondly, my system normally runs beta, but I already know because I had an email from GitHub that my CI failed, my GitHub action failed, so I know I cannot upgrade to the latest beta. So that needs to be fixed so we can upgrade to the latest beta and maybe check out what's new. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if anything applies to me here, but I don't know. So that's an option. Secondly, it seems to be hot in the community right now, but it's the little LED strips with an ESP chip, which is not that special, but there's some kind of new firmware in town called WLED, and people like it, and I was looking at it, so I printed like, where is it actually? Oh, there it is. So I printed the API manuals, like the specifications, and I've been reading it and annotating it and doing stuff with it for quite some time now, like since the first time I heard about it, something like that. And I actually went in and made some proof of concepts, and the last couple of days I went into Home Assistant and maybe try out how it works. So I'm trying to bake a component of some kind, like an integration. Sorry, I should not say component. Components are not there anymore. We have integrations now. So integrations. I've been working on this integration. I'm not planning on doing this the full stream, but I'm perfectly fine with showing what I got. I think I have it in a working state right now. I hope. Don't know. Could be. Maybe. So that's it. And now the API manual's on the ground. Sense. Choo Frank, just catching you. Busy morning. Thanks for streaming. Hello, sir. Good enough. How do you do? Thank you for tuning in. Plus, I've saved up some. Do I still have 2 more weeks left? Oh, that's cool. So you can still like stay home around Christmas or something. A couple extra days. It's just, I don't know. I like that around Christmas. I spent 10 plus hours reading up on house power monitoring and IoT what, and seems to be my choice as well. Oh. What the hell? Never mind. I thought I heard something. Not smart says the Sense. Yeah, the Sense, that was the name. That thing that looked for patterns in your energy uses, right? WLED is a no for today. Is a no? Okay. How many LEDs can I drive? I don't know. This is just 7. That's all what I did with it. This is my little test strip. Like, I like this strip. It's small, it's tiny, it's waterproof. Like, this is IP67, I think. And I sold it onto DuPont cables, like 3 DuPont cables. Can be powered by the chip itself. So this is like, I don't need anything. I can just plug in the USB and use it and test with it. So that's just pretty helpful. But I have not used it for anything. The pan... Throw it on the ground. Oh, sorry. Thinking about the power requirements. Yeah, and that can be solved. ESP826 with 8212B, probably around 500 LEDs max. I'm not sure. Is that an Enschede hat? Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. So why? You're familiar with it? I vote for personal setup. Okay, I'm not going to start a vote, but come on, Shell, what are we going to do? Shall I give a demo of the WLED LAN of what I forgot until now? Let's do that. I'm not going to promise I'm going into the setup and start programming on it. I'm not sure if I want to at this point. But let's at least show up. It's a real plus mods. Oh boy, that's a good one. It is. WLED, personal setup. Go. Okay. Let's do WLED. Do I have everything here? I'm just going to do a bit of WLED just to show you what I got until now. Please be aware, this is a proof of concept. I've spent like 2 evenings on it in total now for a simple library. And a lunch break. I also spent a lunch break on it, and it's just a proof of concept. So the thing that I went, well, let's just start up. Let's see. Is the Wemos? Yeah, it's a D1 Mini. This is a D1 Mini, a simple D1 Mini. Well, it's a Lowland board, but yeah, you get it. It's one of those $2 chips, right? A Lowland D1 Mini with a small. This is actually a WS. 2813B LED strip. So this has a dual data line. If one of the LEDs breaks, it doesn't matter. So I used that type of strip. So I'm not using the 12, I'm using the 13. Okay. I have a Mats at home too. God. Yeah. What have I missed? You haven't missed much, Rob. She's in the kitchen right now. Boy, that's not nice to say, though. Okay, you can use a Wemos D1 Mini for RGBWW. Yes, sure, you can. Nederlands. Yes, it is. Okay, hold on. Let me switch to my desktop. Let's start talking. And let me see if I can find all the buttons I need. I have to get used to the Stream Deck again. Isn't that weird? I find it weird. Here we go. Hello. Welcome to my desktop. Chat, go away. Come on. Thank you. So welcome to my desktop. This is my terminal window. We have my Home Assistant in the background. You can see probably, and Paul's in here as well. These blocks are just like, I don't know. It's just dark. I'm not sure why it's so dark. It should be a little bit transparent if I'm correct, if I saw the screenshot, so probably it's not good. Okay, let's go into... let's go into Home Assistant here. I'm already in the WLAD. What's the limit for LEDs to run off on a D1? That's the number of LEDs. It depends whether you're talking about power or control. Can we must connect to Zigbee? No, it cannot. It cannot. Okay, I'm a bit off. Let me see. Let's start up Visual. No, not code. Let's just start up HAS. No, let's just. Where shall we start? Let's start with the simple. Let me see. Oh, I had this open. Paul asked me. Okay, hold on. We go back a little. Oh, I totally forgot. Before I started W, I want to talk about this feed. Paul reminded me, like yesterday, I think, or this morning. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, and he reminded me of my list I made and maintained for a couple of months with my goals for 2019. So I dug it up. I went into my Google Drive and found my open source sheet, and I thought it would be fun to look at it and check what's going on. So one of the last things I did is take my own HA seriously to the next level. Well, kinda, sorta. I did make my repository public. It's a bit active. I did the whole structure thing. So, but I would not classify this as something I succeeded in. Hey, quick! How do you do, mate? Thank you for following me. You're now officially a Home Assistant homie, by the way. And please, sir, let me know in the chat. Do you like cats or dogs? Just in the chat, cats. I like cats or dogs. That would be cool. So Python. Python was a thing. Yeah, I can check this one off. I did the AdGuard integration and a whole bunch of more things. But my goal was to do like an HA or HAS.io DAP PR or something to the HA organization, at least one PR each 2 weeks. So that would be 24 PRs, right, this year. That was my idea. Like, take it about if you something like that. So what I did, I made like in the beginning of this year, I made this little card here, which is my HA PR counter. And well, 252 is the counter right now. 252. Checked it off. I did not put much time in Arduino and ESP, besides ESP Home maybe. This is my personal home automation. I did this one. I did a central ventilation system. Nope, sort of, nope. Yes, areas. I fixed the areas. That's for sure. Presence detection, no. Laundry sensors, no. Bed presence, no. Speed test, no. NAS, no. Broad link TV notifications, all not done. Actionable iOS notification, no. Battery series, no. So actually not much. Solderless multi-sensor, no. Outside sensors, no. I got all the parts though. My secret project, oh boy, that project was cool. Website for the project, it's there. There is addons.community, or yeah, addons.community. The website is online. It's simple, but it's there. Did it. Shit ton of updates. That's the story of my life. So that's kind of done. WireGuard. We did WireGuard. We did Bitwarden. Homebridge is not coming back. I tried. So not much of the list. Like it's holding up pretty okay still. I should use it, I guess. Oh, what's this? LoRaWAN. Oh boy, I would like to go into that stuff. And move the freaking rebuild button. Oh yeah. Created 69 semi profile, still didn't do it. Yeah. So basically, I didn't care. Let's see what's in the chat. Cats, you like cats? Here we go, cats. You're on YouTube, but nevertheless. Cats! Oh, quick! He said cats as well. I'm happy. Trains can be quick, sure. It's a no, the end. Okay, yeah, it is. You, Intimate Tech is like silently talking about his boards, and he really likes those. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine though. They look cool. I love what he did so far, but thank you so much. Okay, let's go into the strip. So I have this little strip, right? This little board. It's already flashed with a WLED. So let's pick up WLED. And I probably do not have to explain this little thing here, but still I'm going to open up it. WLED, download the binary, you can flash it to the chip, and it's done. So I have this little chip, it's flashed, it's already like connected to my network, and that's all cool. There's a manual, quick start manual if you want to do this. I'm not going to walk through it. Dr. Z's did that a couple of times already. I plugged it in. It's now like standby or something, I'm not sure it's on. So this is just powered through USB because the strip is so short. That's just epic, that's helpful. I can just start working on this thing now, whatever I load on this board, and I have a small LED strip to work with. So this thing is already set up. Let me pick it up. WLED, here it is. So this is the little you might have seen this somewhere already. Let me turn this a little bit down so the LEDs are not too bright. Here we go. Make it blue, and it has some effects, and you can do like cool things and make it blink, and oh, that's nice. And it can be quicker. So here we go. And tons of effects, all cool. Whatever. Ian, how do you do, mate? Thank you for tuning in, man. Yeah, boy. Oh boy, I missed my animation. Did I see a UNM? Where? Nope. Cats too much. We have 12 cats? Oh boy, Vanessa, that's a lot. That's a lot. The cats are cool. My kind of cat. My kind of animal though. So this is not exciting, right? This is just WLED. You might have seen it already. If not, go check it out. I'm not going to walk you through all the possibilities. It's a ton. But yeah, let me up the light a bit so you can see it shining on me right here. That would probably help. This color, can you see this color? Is this color better? Yeah, no, it's not better. Green is a bad idea probably. Yellow? No, it's just light. Let's do blue. Blue is probably visible for you. A bit on my chest. Yeah. Okay. So let's pick up what I have right now. So this is a Home Assistant. This is a test setup. Let me activate the virtual environment for Python here. And let's open up Home Assistant. Oh, hold on. Let me disconnect the board first. That makes it better to show you what's happening. So let's start this Home Assistant here. This is running on my computer. It's a development version of Home Assistant, so things might break. Hold on. Is WLED integrated able with HA? Only through MQTT, but that's the point of what I'm going to show you right now. So let me open up localhost. So this is an empty Home Assistant running on my system here, like on my computer, and this is running in Python directly, so this is in development environment. So let's go into configuration, integrations, and it finds all my stuff, yeah? So this is the development version I'm working with. This is just a regular WLED board. Now let's plug it in. Let's say you flash this little thingy, you hook it up with your mobile phone. On the access point it emits out, and you configure it, right? And then you say, okay, this is my Wi-Fi network, this is my Wi-Fi password. The thing says, thank you, I will reboot and connect to that network, and it will come online, which will be like simulating the same thing as I'm going to do right now if I don't break it. Hold on. So here we go. So it's turning on, I've powered it on. And what should happen? And this is a demo, so probably not. I'm not sure what the state is I left this in. This might be the worst idea ever. So how you doing? Oh, this is such a bad idea. This is not going to work, is it? It's not. This is such, like, this is how demos work, right? You Yeah. That's a no, right? So let me pick up my discovery tool to see if it's actually on the network. Oh, it popped up in the background. It popped up. Here it is. There it is. Takes a little bit. Okay. There it is. And now I can hit configure. And it says, do you want to configure WLED Frank, which is this thing. This is WLED Frank, which is in the configuration, I think. I'm not sure where it is, but actually somewhere I give it a name. But it asks you if we want to add it. And then I say, yes. And it says, wow, thank you. And you say, okay, let's put this in the living room. I don't know. So there it is. And if I go to overview, oh, look at this, there it is. Oh, are you kidding me? So yeah, that's the current state. That's all it is. It's cold light. It has some lorem ipsums in it, and the options are missing. I've not worked on the options yet, like colors and effects and those kind of things. Like the goal first was to have the auto discovery going and device integrations and like an actually working integration and a little library that does something, does it async as well and handles disconnection well and properly. So if I disconnect this right now, it will handle this correctly in Home Assistant if I'm correct. Hold on. Should be, yeah. It switches to unavailable, and if I plug it back in, it should be back in freaking no time. There it is. So this is kind of like what I've been working on a little bit, and this is a proof of concept, so it needs tons of love, but yeah, that's the state. Now let me stop talking and let's see what's going on in the chat. What do you guys think? Is this viable? I've been playing with E131 and X-Lights. Cool. Yeah, that's cool. Those are nice things. It supports it actually. I did 7 years ago. Last year I did it with almost 60,000 LED lights on my house. Oh, deal. 60,000? 60K of LEDs. Boy. Quickly find that screenshot tool. Why? Come on, little board, you can do it. Yeah, it was a little bit slow. Hello there. Noise. Gimme. That's perfect. It is, right? It was a lot of work for me. Just doesn't count. 64 mega tree. Okay. Wow. That's nevertheless, it's cool, deal. That's great. Thank you, guys. Getting there. Hey, figured I dropped in. Not an automation night for me. Putting finish touches to my Fat Thor costume. Oh boy. What kind of device it is? This is a Wemos D1 Mini with like an ESP chip with a simple LED strip. Addressable, so each thing is addressable individually. Still watching too. Okay. Looks awesome already, Frank. Really can't wait. That's good to hear. Thank you. Is the auto discovery done by some HA code addition to the base firmware? No, it actually relies on the zero MDNS that's already here. So if we look at this, is a little bit tiny on stream, but I cannot like resize this. But this is a tool that scans the network for zero and MDNS, and well, here it is. So this thing actually emits an MDNS thingy, which is, I think, used by Google Home, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure what it's used for, but it emits it already in the standard firmware, and I just pick that up. It helps me to pick it up. So it has its own domain, which I can query for all the things in. And you can tell Home Assistant about this domain, and tell Home Assistant, well, if you see a device that has this domain, please inform me as the integration, inform the WLED integration that a device popped up on the network, and Home Assistant will do that. So that's how the discovery basically works. Sweet, like it. That's Wizardry. Wizardry, yeah. 60k ladders in a house or a stadium. I think a stadium. Maybe even like, I don't know, like the whole neighborhood. Hello, hey Jasper, how do you do? Yo, finally caught your live! Oh boy. Just about to set up decons with Thread for you soon based on one of your recent videos. Okay, cool Charlie. That's a good choice. Hey homies, what are we working on today? Hey Roughneck. Carlo, I was working on a simple LED strip. This is WLED. Like, it's the hot thing right now somehow. I'm not going to go into WLED. You could probably go to Dr. CC, he will tell you all about it. But I've been working on this little integration here, which I just demoed. It will auto-discover the strip and work natively without the use of MQTT, by the way. Have I told you this is like native? No MQTT? You guys know that I do not have MQTT, right? So I had to get this working in order to use myself, because I kind of refuse to use MQTT. Somewhat. This works a bit like how ESP Home does it. A bit, not totally. Sweet! A 50/50 LED and ESP, yes it is. 60k, that would require a small power plant. Yeah, you can buy just a can of thermal nuclear power in the supermarket these days, right? I installed to Home Assistant, I add side configured MQTT DNS configured working. MQTT not working, MQTT connected to ESP, but on off not working. Not sure, man. Roughneck. Oh, that is super nice. Guess so. So this is yeah. This was my little adventure this week. Not sure where to go next. So, any thoughts on the next step, like what to do? I got all night. I'm not a big fan of MQTT either. Yeah, the thing is, it's a great protocol. Don't get me wrong, it's really solid, and a lot of things use it, and for a good reason, because it's pretty reliable and darn good. But it's just so much fuss. Like, you have, for this thing, the auto discovery does not always work, and then you have those big, humongous configurations where you have to, like, hard code the effects list and those kinds of things, and if it changes, it's out of sync. Who's going to retain, like, the chip or the MQTT, and then maybe the server drops out, and then Home Assistant is running on your devices, but they cannot talk to each other, and oh man, I do not like it. Yeah, well. Have you ever done anything with RF? No, that's a waste of time. Like, the devices like the Zigbee, Xiaomi devices are darn cheap. I'm not sure why I would ever buy an RF device. I think I have a box with old stuff. I never, like, with remotes, but I never tried to hook them up in any way though. After you sequence the lights, each bulb is... I don't know! How do you do, mate? Boy! Sorry, was Bishy watching Formula 1? Really? That's okay, mate. That's okay. But welcome, thank you for tuning in. Good to see you around. But 12 months in a row? That's amazing. So what do I get for my first year? Oh, I know what you're asking for. Hold on. So Adano is his 12 months anniversary, like his 1 year anniversary. Thank you, Adano. So let me prepare him a little surprise, and then...
Surprise, motherfucker!
day. Smoke weed. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, Adano. That's appreciated. Creating animation stuff for... Okay. Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. Damn, son. Thank you so much, sir. You was batting the baby. The baby. Creating automations for stuff that have remotes but no network. Makes sense. I do not have those. I've never fiddled around with those. Just ditched all my R stuff, Magnus. Oh, you did? What did you replace it with, though? Mr. Banani. I got Home Assistant to work with the Omnibar in macOS. Really? Oh, that's sexy. That's sexy, though. Cool. Nice, Cass. vCloud Info, are you in Discord? Yes, I think he is. Ugh, I got an idea. You could try to create a generic thermostat for ESP Home for me. No. So what shall we do? So maybe I could, I don't know. Maybe you can try to hook up the effects list into here and look into the library. It needs a bit of structure. It's like POC looking. I also could like drop into my own setup, which is not here, but here I want to upgrade it to the newest beta and figure out why it's not working. And I'm not sure why my boxes are like, I don't know, dark. They should not be like this, so not sure what's going on there. I have noticed in my previous team as well, and right now I have it again. I don't know. So strip or this? So to send a command, you would use the REST API, right? Yeah. Integration. Well, Timo has an opinion. I'm biased. Oh boy. Yeah, you're biased. Absolute strip. Oh man. Yeah, you're biased. Can decons report humidity to Alexa? I'm not sure. Never tried. Well, Frank, once done, you can do mine. Strip! How's Modipie doing? It's doing fine. It's working. I'm really doubting I will ever release that thing into stable. It's no. That's probably never going to happen. So, where is your beer? Hold on, boy, Ludius. I'm still in my coffee moment, right? Chill out. Let's do the whole integration. Oh boy. I'm going to break my head, and it's Friday. I'm going to break my head if I do that. I'm going to let's make a deal. I'm going to start on my system. I want at least one thing done. I want to upgrade to the beta, since that's like I'm not running beta, and as one of the guys that works on the system from time to time, and with the add-ons, I think I should run beta at least. I should set us some kind of example, right? You should eat your own dog food, but earlier you should taste like the food you ship out, something. SIO has dev builds now, yeah, sure, but I'm not going to run SIO dev on my production machine. I run beta on my production system, and that's like the farthest it would go on my production system. So that's one goal. I want to run this freaking thing on the latest beta, and that's not working right now. So I want to find out why and get it upgraded. If we had done that, and maybe look at the changelog and see if something new pops up. And if I'm done with that, let's then, if we have time left, and I'm pretty sure we will, or you never know, let's then jump into the integration. Is that a deal? With a beer. While enjoying a beer. Told you go to your personal setup. Yeah. It's Friday, homies. It is Juan Attack. How do you do? Sorry, I keep saying Juan because I like saying it. I think it's a fitting name. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. No, not a unified advanced yet. Yeah. What's up, Frank? I'm the sky. Well, ceiling actually. Yeah, ceiling. It's been a while. Yeah, you've been silent as well a bit lately, but I think it's like holiday season, right? And then like vacation season, summer season, and then slowly everybody returns and the weather goes south and it gets colder and like I don't know, holidays are coming and then everybody goes inside, right? And then we see each other and say hi and go community and do nice things, right? That's the time of the year. Oktoberfest kicking in. Oh boy. Well, you skipped the bad release for ESP Home, so you should be okay. Well, you can always downgrade, mate. I hope the beta works. Let's break some stuff, okay? Although there's another release pending. As long as it's a beer, it should be okay. Yeah. The latest version broke my TTS. Oh, Home Assistant retweeted. That's cool. Thank you so much. Always and everything with a beer. Think so. So the real thinking should be done with a beer. So let's continue here in here. Let's open GitHub. Home Assistant config. I know my configuration fails somewhere, and it's probably visible in my CI. So let's go into actions. Yeah, it's failing for quite some time now. So something is off. I'm not sure what. I haven't looked at it, but my CI runs every day. And it looks like it's breaking on beta and dev. So what's wrong? Trusted networks is not a valid option for HTTP. Oh, I think that's being removed, right? Let's look at the documentation for rc.homeassistant.io. Breaking change, API, password, and trusted networks. Okay. Trusted. Breaking change. Any Amazon Dash buttons around? Head and shoulders. Answer is yes. The Amazon Dash button. I played with them. I've looked at possibilities on creating like a new add-on for it at a time, but also some other things I probably might able to do with it. And I just dissected a couple of them, and I actually don't found them not to be like reliable enough to spend more energy on somehow. I still use them. They could be useful though. It's like I'm watching Linus Tech Tips with this music. It is, right? He made the tune famous. Trust is going away. Yes! It is? Okay. Not sure. Do I use it? Apparently. Oh, it's all the token stuff. Yeah, it's probably just still in my configuration, but I do not need it, I guess. Let's go into Visual Studio Code here. Integrations, it was HTTP, right? Trusted networks. Okay. I don't think I have anything in here. Let's just remove it, like it's not there anymore. Okay, and I'm going to pick a separate terminal because I do not want to spill my secrets. Hold on. Let's see if the configuration is valid. Hasho HA check, run. Here we go. Yeah, it's probably still valid, but is it like valid for The new Home Assistant? I don't know. Okay, I should run the add-on. Dash buttons are too slow. Yeah, that's my opinion as well. They're slow, and like if you have like a network like I do with a lot of subnets and stuff, scary. I've never been in Enschede. I can imagine. I can imagine. Who wants to be here in this town? I use the dash buttons to track when I take my medicine, so nothing too time sensitive. That makes sense though, although like for a couple of bucks more you get one of those Xiaomi buttons, which are much more reliable and look way darn sexier and are smaller, if I'm correct. I think I have one here. No. I thought I had one, but it's a temperature sensor. But nevertheless, it looks a bit like this one. It's a lot big, like as big as this, a little bit bigger. Like, but it's way more thinner. I'm not sure if that's visible. Like, and yeah, more reliable is Zigbee, and I don't know, just quicker. And I'm not profound of the dash buttons. Somebody sent them to me, and I was really pleased somebody did, because you could not get them here in the Netherlands. So I really appreciated that. I played with it quite a bit and one is pieces, but yeah. Finally, in the end, not worth it. But your YouTube stream is about 10 seconds ahead of the Twitch stream. Yeah, it's buffering, I know, can happen from time to time. I use them to toggle booleans, sure. I don't live too far away, but never been there. Yeah, but yeah, cheaper than a buck. Bought them all on Prime Day. That's true, those were darn cheap at that point. Not fair, Zigbee's fused full-blown Wi-Fi device. It's not fair, that's true. Any thoughts about Team 3s? Never heard of them. Okay, was there any other thing in my build? I don't think so, I think this was it. I'm not sure if there's more though. Are there more breaking changes? Let's search for breaking change. Unify bandwidth sensors. Okay, yeah, I have it, but not critical. EcoB, Unify, Refactor IKEA, nope, ditched it. HipChat is removed. Bye-bye. Like, it's removed, but the server is down already. Adobe, MQTT. Delete Python 3.6 support. Well, with hash.io, not an issue, right? Add guard home. That's a breaking change, but I managed that one, so know what's going on. No, I think I can. I'm safe. Besides this little change, I think I'm safe. Let's try. Let's go into here. Let's do a reload to see what if I have the latest. Oh, I have to upgrade the supervisor as well. Shall I go? Let's update the supervisor first. Let's start with the supervisor. Zigbee is definitely faster, more reliable, and not so power hungry. Indeed. Bandwidth sensor like speed test or something different? I think it's bandwidth usage of devices. Oh, that's actually ugly. It shows a bad gateway error now. Commit the change and run the pipeline. Yeah, that's possible. a normal guy probably, yeah, you should probably test before doing this. I run a HA check, which just checks against the current version, so I have no guarantee it will work with a beta. But hey, you only live once, right? So let's see if we have a running system again. Nope, still working on it. There it is. Nice. So let's go to the dashboard. And let's do reload here. Not sure, that's not needed actually. And beta 1 is the latest beta. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Here we go. Update. So what's brand spanking new here? Arly, AppRise, new sensor platforms. Solar, Microsoft Teams. Not interested in those, to be honest, but still cool. AppRise, by the way, if you do not know what AppRise is, if you haven't heard of AppRise, this is actually really cool. I might use this actually. Look at this. AppRise is a local service. This is the GitHub page, which is integrated, and it supports notifications for. It can send notifications to Boxcar, Discord, Dbus, Ambi, Fast, Flock, Gitter, Gnome, Grawl, Ift, Join, Kodi, Mailgun, Matrix, Microsoft Teams, which is now an integration as well, but what the hell? Prawl, Pushbullet, Pushover, SendGrid, Slack, Twitter, Twist, XBMC, and some SMS providers here. Oh, by the way, we support email and some JSON shit as well. So if you're looking for some push notification stuff, this might be to an exotic thing. This might support it. Like this little integration will support this all, which is kind of awesome. I think it's awesome. Lost connection, reloading. AppRise is awesome. Yeah, got a bad gateway as well. Yeah, that happens probably when it turns off. We released a lot of front-end changes. Oh yeah, you had a PR open, right? Is that thing ready to merge? I haven't looked at it. I've been busy with WLab the last days. I did like the bare minimum. I prepared stuff for the release and then I did the bare minimum. Front end. Yeah, here it is. Entity card. Oh god, is this the whole list? Holy moly. Nice. You've been busy. Mainly it's like the same thing, right? We have theme options on all the cards now. Show state on a picture glance. State labels. Upgrade of MDI icons. Mr. Banani. Thank you, mate. Mr. Banani is actually always opening a PR to update the MDI icons. That's pretty great. I think it's great he does that. Cool, mates. That's a lot of things going on here. It came up. Well, that looks pretty decent. The lights still work. The camera works. Hey, he's awake. He moved. I saw him moving. He sleeps so good. Okay. Well, fan is working, so ESP home is there. Cold outside. My alarm system is working again. It was broken though. Cool. So I've upgraded. It's done. That was it. Just removing the network thingy, the trusted network stuff. Custom badges, hidden tabs, and row actions are highlights, I think. Oh. I'm sorry, Ian. I'm not trying to like make it less important or something. It's just I'm not the front end guy. As in, if you look at my Home Assistant, I barely know what to do with the front end. So yeah, have you tried the card restriction card? I've seen it. I've seen the restriction card. Nevertheless, I do not see a use for it, for myself at least. I can't imagine why people would want it though, but in my case, I do not, like, it's not that anybody touches it. Like, the whole family shouts against the Google Homes, and I use the interface. and I decide. But I'm sorry, Ian, but yeah, that. Yeah, whoever made that is amazing. Yeah, he is. It's the best guy ever. It's like the restriction card. It's amazing. You should install it and use it. And the guy that creates it, he's like, I don't know, like even Einstein is going like, hell, I want to meet him. Okay. It's more safety for my Docker containers to get clumsy often. Oh, I see. I do not add those things. Somehow, I don't know. Same but Alexa, yeah. Kinda sweet to have my 6-year-old running around the house. Like, I like the fact that we have one in our bathroom. Like if we take a shower, I like to have some music. I have one of those normal Google Home thingies with a little bit more volume in the bathroom. And it's so cool. She's 6 years old, and then she goes to take a shower in the evening or something, and then she goes upstairs, and I can already hear that little girly voice of a 6-year-old shouting at, "Hey Google!" And then she asks for Kinder for Kinder, which is like kids for kids, like a choir with kids that sings child songs, and she loves those. And then you hear the thing above, like making tons of noise in the bathroom, and she's been shouting on top of it, singing. Sorry, and that's just okay. That's amazing. Okay, but yeah, that's it. Land Rush! Hey mate, how do you do? Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you. And since you're now following me, you're now officially a Home Assistant homie. But yeah, that's a little bit weird since Land Rush is absolutely a Home Assistant homie. He's probably... No, he is. With the Home Assistant team way longer than I am. So I'm not sure who the homie is here, but he is definitely a homie. So Land Rush, do you like... usually lurking? You are? Cool. Do you like cats or dogs, sir? Cats or dogs? That's the question I always ask. Since you're now, like, subscribe thingy. Or something else, but then you have to know the worth, right? Robots. Man, I do not have robots on my touch panel here. What the hell? That's a wrong answer, actually. I want to push some buttons, but no. Hey homies, so you got a karaoke room, something like that, right? Now what I like about the Google Home is that you can say good morning and then it will play the news and stuff and tell you the weather. So what I usually do in the morning is I go to take a shower, and then if I'm stepping into the shower, I will shout good morning to the thing, and then I can listen to like the news while taking a shower. I love that. I'm not sure why, it's a weird thing, but I don't know. I just well, Mr. Robot full screen. What are you sending me? Is it safe? Okay. Thank you. God. Love Death and Robots rather. Okay. So home. Done. I would say. What's the time? Yeah. I think I can drop into WLAD a bit. So my Home Assistant is upgraded. We'll see how it holds. I'm on the beta now. Let's be a good person and help the beta out and see how everything responds and works the next couple of days. Then let's go back in here. Hello WLED. Hello Home Assistant. How do you do? So back to the LED strip, but before I do, remind me how to disable Tmux on the terminal add-on. It refuses to copy. You have to hold the Option key or Control key or the Alt key or the Shift or Shift Control. I'm not sure which system you're on, but if you hold that combination, it will disable the internal mouse selection and just activate the normal mouse selection. And as long as you hold those buttons, you can just go select and copy paste. If you do not like it, you have to disable the screen sharing option in the SSH add-on. Yay! WLED. Okay. So before I go continue in this thing, see what we can do. I have 50-50 LEDs, not individually. Does the WLED work for me? Probably not, I guess. I'm not sure. Ah, thanks. You're welcome, mate. So before I do this, I will take a little break. And I have something new in my stream, which is there's a mini game. So while I'm going to take a pee and get my while I get something to drink, you guys can play a mini game if you like. I'm going to try it out. I've never tried it. It's only for Twitch, by the way, not for YouTube. I think YouTube users can watch. I'm not sure. Or else, well, hop over to Twitch and game along. Let's see how this goes. So I will be back in a sec, and then I have to push a button. I already do not know anymore how my Stream Deck works. It's just freaking weird to start with. Well, hold on, be right back.
Hello, motherfucker.
I've been waiting for so long. Now those feelings are so gone. I don't care what else goes on. We will take you away in the night when you see me.
Was the minigame a bit playable? I have no clue what it does and how it looks. Hey, Gecko, Gatto, Suko. Welcome, mate. Thank you for the follow. That's appreciated. You're now officially a Home Assistant. Help me and please let me know in the chat, sir. Do you like cats or dogs? That's the question. Yeah. Hello. Thank you to Sky. Hello. How do you do, man? How does the minigame work? I don't know. Damn, you scored a few points more. Yeah. First run. Never played it. Optimus Prime 1, though. Optimus Prime. Kappa. Solarfly. Timo, you lost, man. You lost, definitely. Cool. Is this game desktop only? I don't know. Can everybody help getting me Edgard working? Will not start at all. Check the logs. What's in the logs, mate? Tell something. Head over to Discord. Maybe people are willing to help you there. Yeah, that's probably the right place. My score didn't show. Oh, I clicked it away already. Sorry, mate. I can't check it anymore. Lol, didn't even see the minigame. Okay. Not sure. I've never tried it. I have no clue how it looks because you cannot test it. You have to stream in order to test it, which is just weird. Maybe I should just join my own stream next break and then join the game myself or something. I don't know. Charlie, do you run Ubuntu? There's a DNS server running. Yeah, probably. It might be the case. Same stickers for me. Nope. Think Flappy Bird. Oh, okay. I am not... Like, I know Intermetac, you probably think, because of my history, I'm a bit of a gamer. I'm not. So, I have never played Flappy Bird in my life. I'm running Ubuntu 80.04 and Docker, no DNS running. I do DNS as a router. Yeah, Charlie, but Ubuntu nowadays has systemd resolved running, which is actually an internal DNS server that blocks it. Flappy Birds mixed with Mario. Okay, that Mario I can relate to. Well, guys, cheers. Have a good weekend. How do I make transparent cards in Lovelace? Ian! Ian! How do you make transparent cards in Lovelace? I think you need to set some CSS stuff. I don't know. Some kind of alpha channel thing. Okay, let's go in here. So, WL... Get out. Like a little, like tiny fly. Okay. So WLED, we have this strip, the integration is working. Let's show it again for the guys who missed it, right? We have this WLED thing, you have to hook it up for via MQTT. But what I've been working on lately is making it a thing in Home Assistant. So let's restart my Home Assistant right here. Where's my Home Assistant? Here it is. Let me get my terminal in here. Let's stop Home Assistant. Ooh, this is a nice error. That's you. Oh boy. I got a U trace. That's not good. Okay, never mind. So let's say you start Home Assistant and you have one of those WLED strips made, like you flash the program, right? So this is another time to show, but in short, let's say you flash it and you put it on your network, and then instead of setting up MQTT and all the stuff, I'm working on an integration. So it pops up in the discovery right here. You can say configure, then you can say, yeah, this is the one, WLED F Frank, like this one here. This is the one that I want to add, right? This is the one I want to use in Home Assistant, then submit, and then finish, and it will pop up right here, and well, you can turn it now on and off. But at this moment, this is all it does. It's a proof of concept. The code is still ugly, it has no tests at all, and there are tons of options in WLED, which we have to put in. But before I continue on the Home Assistant part, maybe, I don't know, does anybody have a question on integrations in general? Like, before I continue and dive in code and do like nothing is going on and just type in code and you guys have no clue on what's going on, I don't know. Is there some basic thing I need to explain first? Some like high level overview? I don't know. How do you explain like an integration? Like, okay, What is an integration? That's a good question, and I know why you asked, Lydius. What's the difference between an integration and an add-on, right? So, what is an integration? Integration, previously known as components, but we call them integration nowadays. So an integration is basically a bit of Python code inside Home Assistant that talks to a library, and a library talks to the device directly. So the whole communication and the whole like control of this device and how it works in Home Assistant and in automations, that's the integration, like the whole package, the switch, the lights, the everything that comes from this device, the device information you see right here, which is now lorem ipsum, the device automations, which look weird, probably because I have to refresh, something that we need to fix. But yeah, basically this is all part of the integration. And it lives inside Home Assistant. So it's important to know integrations are inside Home Assistant, while add-ons are outside Home Assistant. Add-ons is a HasIO only feature, but they live outside. And the main difference is that integrations make Home Assistant talk to a device, like it's a communication layer. While add-ons in general provide an application or a service. So for example, an add-on provides a database server like InfluxDB or MariaDB or MySQL or I don't know, Zigbee to MQTT, which is just a service. You could run it on any computer, but you can run it as an add-on. So add-ons are more like applications by itself, while integrations are literally integrated in Home Assistant and make things talk. I hope that makes sense. I have not thought about this before that way, so I have to come up instantly with how to explain this. Is your goal here to have it appear as a RGB LED? Would love to see how custom integration works. This is not a custom integration. I'm building a core integration right now. Is this an ESP thing or WLED alone? This is WLED. ESP Home is already supported. Like, if I go to my setup, which is Vivaldi, this thing right here, this television, is an LED strip, and this thing is ESP Home actually. But I want to have like this kind of the same experience for WLED. Like if you have ever worked with ESP Home and flashed a chip, you would have known that it will pop up in the auto discovery, just like this thing just did. And then, well, that's it. So it's like a translator between Home Assistant and the device and service. Yes, that's a good explanation. Lydius obviously knows, but he asked the right question. An integration is like a translation layer between Home Assistant and a service or a device, actually. So for the end user, it's a streamlined way of adding devices with minimal knowledge. There we go. That's good. Although, basically, an add-on also is a streamlined way of adding in services, the services itself, which Home Assistant could communicate to using an integration, right? So that's kind of the big difference, if that makes sense at all. So what I'm building right now is the integration. So that's the capability for Home Assistant to be able to talk to this thing. Here comes Smartass Frank. No, it's not Smartass Frank. This is just the way it is. The real smartass here is Paul, who actually initially baked and gave birth to Home Assistant, actually, which I just explained actually what Home Assistant does. So this WLED strip, it can talk to things, right? It has an API. Where can we find it? The wiki. I should pop up Postman. Not sure if this shows anything. Hold on. I test also other things with Postman. Yeah, that would be bad. Okay. So let's open Postman here. So this is a little tool called Postman, and Postman can post things to other devices. So what we're going to do for a little demo is talk to this device without anything, just with Postman right here. So that's basically raw, right? So I could send in to HTTP WLED Frank, that's the name of the device, JSON. I think info is a good command. There we go. So this device now returns all kinds of data. Can I enlarge this? Yes, I can. Nice. So it sends information back, like the version and the name and the UDP port it's running on, and memory, and well, and its MAC address, which is unique for each device. So basically, this is what Home Assistant does as well. Home Assistant talks to the device this way, or some other way, whatever the device supports. But in this case, for this device, we're talking this way. I can also ask for the state. Here we go. It's not on, it's false, it's off. If I would turn it on, here we go, it's turned on, and open Postman again, and I would send the same command, it will say on is true, which means it is on. That's true. It's true, it's on. That's absolutely right. So this is basically what an API looks like. It's just a HTTP kind of website. Instead of returning a website, it returns JSON, which contains data. And this data we can use and translate in Home Assistant to something it can use and display in a uniform way. So the button you see, like turning on and off, is basically going to fiddle with this JSON. To show you how that works, it's easy as well. With this line, I'm going to post a change. Instead of getting the state, I'm going to post the state I want it to be in. So let's say I'm going to send him a bit of raw JSON data. So I could send on to false. So if I now hold this strip here and I would say send, it would turn off. Right? Couldn't the forward slider view as in WLED work as an optional interface to the color wheel? Yeah, that's a front end thing, I guess. LandRush. Like, the capabilities are there. It's just like how you display it, right? So what you can send with this thing and how it looks and what it all can do is documented. So we have the JSON API right here on the website of WLED. And they will tell you this, like we have state, we have info, we have effects, we have palettes, and it explains it, it shows like the same thing, right? And then it will show all the values it has. So on is a Boolean, which means true or false, and it's the on and off state of a light. And then we have BRI, which is brightness, which is the brightness. And if on is false, it contains the last brightness which the light was on. Setting brightness to 0 is supported but deprecated. Recommended range is between 1 and 255. So I can send in Bree to change the brightness. Well, let's try. JSON, let's send the state to true to turn it on, and Bree to 255, which is maximum. So if I would now push it, it will turn on a maximum brightness. Wow. And I can turn the brightness down to 10, for example. Ooh. And I can turn it off again. In this case, this is how the device communicates. This is a simple JSON HTTP API, but there are tons of devices out there with different protocols and that look different. So this does not apply to everything, but it applies to a lot of things that Home Assistant communicates with. So as long as somebody documents how this works and what you can get out of it, then it's up to the guy, in this case me, that builds the integration for this to, well, make it happen. Maybe a tad out of scope for an integration. Yeah, an integration cannot fiddle with that though. Hey Frank and homies. Oh, by the way, LandRush, what could be possible is somebody could create a custom card for Lovelace that actually works with that. With those custom sliders. That would be possible, I assume. Ian is in here, you could tell. Hey Frankinomies, hey Koda. Mark R, do you plan on having the integration to use JSON or a mixture of JSON and MQTT? No, it's now based on fully JSON. MQTT is an issue since basically you're not talking to the device, you're talking to MQTT. MQTT is already there, and MQTT is for a lot of people a bitch to set up. But you can still do it. If you would like to set up MQTT, go ahead, make my day. Nevertheless, yeah, this will be JSON based because Home Assistant will be able to talk to this device natively without MQTT, and the need for it can be able to discover it. And yes, the Home Assistant will poll this device in case the device changes outside Home Assistant. So Home Assistant might lag a couple of seconds before the change is actually visible in Home Assistant. In most cases, that isn't an issue though. That should not be an issue in most cases. Like, you do not have to know instantly if it has been changed. However, these little boards with WLED have another protocol available, which is a UDP broadcast. So it's possible for this board to broadcast changes on a different network layer, that it's something changed. I might be able for the future, but this is not in my first version for sure, and this will not be like my focus point right now, is to be able to make Home Assistant listen for these changes as well on that level. But not right now. Let's start with making like with everything you build in software, whatever you do, right? Start simple. Make it ugly, make it working first, make it pretty, extend slowly. Like if you try to build the end way, the end kiss, keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, I would say MVP, minimal viable product, but you have to start simple. So that's why right now this thing shows lorem ipsum. Like, I don't care, man. It's a device that shows, and it's called light instead of the name, which is actually in the device, because name is here. We could see name already somewhere. It wasn't the info call. What I actually should do is pick out the name right here. The name is WLED light. People can change the name in the device, and it should actually use this name as the default name when first adding it, I guess. But yeah, working first, right? Somebody found a new button. Great. Thank you, Turner. Oh man, that's epic. Thank you so much. Somebody found a new button. Oh boy. So where was I? I'm not sure anymore. Hey, Turner, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the bit. That's amazing. But I was somewhere talking about this little strip. I'm not sure. Oh, make it like working first and pretty later. So this is now light, and it can turn it on and off. But that's about it, right? So this is a good start. It's just a start, and it's already auto-discovering itself. Like, it can find it already. It can load up an integration. I can turn it on and off. Like, that's already an amazing result, right? So from now on, I can start like extending features and make the library work. So another thing to know about an integration, there are two parts of an integration. First is the integration itself in Home Assistant, then a library or a package or a communication layer, and then we have the device itself. So Home Assistant itself always talks through packages. We call it dependencies, Python packages, a library. The reason for this is that we do not want to learn Home Assistant all the logic on how to talk to this thing. So I could make a package that knows how to talk to the light. Then I could put the package into Home Assistant, and Home Assistant will say to my package, turn on light, and this package will know its protocol and how to talk to it, etc., etc. So Home Assistant will stay minimalistic. I can show you how that looks in a second. So tune integrations are mostly one or two parts, like the integration, the package. It can be multiple packages in some cases, but in this case, it's just one package. And then we have the device. So it's basically going through multiple hoops to get here. So this integration has two things going on. Nice LED strip icon. Thank you. It's just an MDI icon, but I think it makes a sensible default for WLED, right? Instead of the LED, the normal light icon. But the broadcast should be enabled on the board itself. It cannot, so it cannot be reliable enough. No, it can be additional. It can be additional. And actually, I know if it's UDP broadcasting because it says UDP port, it says live. And if we go and look into the, I think it's in the state even. Yeah, in the state, it says sending and receiving. So I know if this board is sending data as soon as this is future, this is not now. So let's say in the future, Home Assistant sees it's sending data. It could like pop up an extra service in the background, making it listen for those changes. So in that case, it will maybe lower the polling and up and use that instead for the meantime, but still poll. So even though if it stops sending, it will still pick up, and maybe up is polling frequency a bit. But this is basically the basic bits. Furthermore, in the info call from the API, there's a UDP port right here, so I know which port to listen for on. But that's future. For the first implementation, I'm absolutely not chasing building that. Oh god, lol. Cool. Should have done 8-bit, so it would be a byte, of course. Yeah. Oh, you are going to HA integration. Great. Yeah, I go. That's really nice. It is. Sync function, maybe. Well, what I could do, what I could do for starters is like the sync function right here. I could make, maybe that's a cool idea to try for this stream. I'm not sure. I do not have two of them, but we can at least see the status. So let's say we could make an automation or buttons in Home Assistant to turn on and off the syncing right here. Music. Is the music off? Okay, I'm sorry, mate. There you go, on the knowledge. So in the information, in the state, there's information. There's information about sending and receiving right here. And if I recall correctly, you can actually set it. Yeah. Send WLAB broadcast packet on state change, receive it. So what we can actually do is activate this. So I could make a switch in Home Assistant to turn it on and off. I'm so sorry. Is that an idea? Not sure. It's not really visible, but yeah. It would make me getting started on making a switch in a Home Assistant, I guess. But I could make switches of these. Furthermore, there's new in this API segments, right? Have you guys heard about the segments in WLED yet? It's not in the front end. It's not visible here yet. There are no segments yet. But the cool thing about segments, and that's something I should look into as well, is you could, like, this is 7 LED strip, so there are 7 LEDs on this strip, right? And what you could define is say, okay, LED 1, 2, and 3 is a segment, and 4, 5, 6, and 7 is a segment, so 2 segments. You can actually control those differently. So if you have like a 5-meter strip, you could like control as a whole, or you could say, okay, I want to like visually split the strip into half and control both halves separately. So what I should take into account is how many segments the strip has. It sends the data, and that should make it like different lights in Home Assistant, I guess. How do you say you can split strip? I want it for both project. Well, the interface is not there yet. However, the API has it already. So there is an API available already. So if I go in here, I think I can split via the API. Let's try. Let's try via the API. Let's see if I can show this. So we have segments right here. Let's turn it on. Let's make it a bit bright. Okay. Let's get some data. Okay, so there's now one segment in here. There's this little segment, which is LED 0 to 7. 7 LEDs, right? I can copy this. I could. I hope it. Can I copy this? Can I copy this? No. Wow, that looks weird. Okay. There we go. Copied it. So I have now the segment in the posting in a change, right? Something is off, I think. No, it's perfectly fine. Let's say I want to have 2 segments. So let's copy this piece. Let's call this ID 1. And the start is 4 to 7. So the length is 3. Start is 0 and 3, so the length is 4. So this is, let's make this red and make this green, blue. Okay, so now I made a message with 2 segments defining that, and well, let's try sending and let's hope this works. It doesn't. What did I do wrong? Length is 3. I think I'm missing something. I have seen it working already. Not sure why. Oh, send it another time. It's probably barely visible. I should change the brightness a bit. Hold on. And then it goes all south again because the front end does not support it yet. Let me try again. But it worked a bit. But this is coming up. Here we go. Now it's better visible. So this is what's coming up in WLED light. So I want to make sure I encounter that a bit, like plan ahead a bit, that these segments might be different lights. And if I go into the state information, it should now return 2 segments as well. And it does. 1 segment, 2 segment with the different colors. But as soon as you hit the web interface, everything goes south again. So, yeah. I hope it will be supported in interface as well. Yeah. Length of seconds 4. It's a second of 2, length 4. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably the issue. Thank you. Well spotted. But it fixes itself. So the length, I think, isn't taken into account. The length of the segment stop has preference. So if it's included, length is ignored. So the length didn't matter at all, according to the API documentation. But yeah, this is basically what comes here, and then you could assign different effects to different sections as well in the future. So I'm not sure how that works, but I have to take that into account. Okay, so that's basically what an integration is. We have a library that I'm baking for Home Assistant to talk to, and the library talks to this little device and this API, which we just simulated in Postman, right? Furthermore, the integration itself. So let's open up some code here. Somebody is talking to me. Okay, never mind. Not even close to Kiss. Would lovely to add the segment as separate lights when doing the discovery. I don't have that information because the discovery does not send in that information yet. It would be the same device though. So LandRush from the Home Assistant point of view, it will still be one device with multiple entities, and you can disable entities nowadays. So it should not matter that much. Not for the discovery, it is. What's KISS? Keep it simple, stupid. That's KISS. So start easy without like doing everything. And that's kind of the issue, right? Making all features available instantly, that would be like not Kiss, the opposite side of it. So that's why I started out with simple turning on and off again, like this one. This is the light now, this works, right? So we have seen this now. And this kind of works. Not sure why this LED doesn't burn up, but this board is a bit like used a lot, so this connection is not like freaking good anymore. It probably has to do something with the segments I just effed up. Maybe I should fix that. I'm not sure how, but it doesn't matter. So let's dive into some code here. Feel free to do so when possible. I will. So let's open up my editor right here. Stopping Home Assistant, opening Visual Studio Code. Hi, welcome to Visual Studio Code, and welcome to this integration. So in Home Assistant we have a folder called Home Assistant. Then we have a folder called Components. That's what integrations used to be called, but in the code base the name is still Components. We have AdGuard here, which I've worked on, so it was still open. And below here I created a new folder called somewhere here, WLED. Here we have it. So this is currently the integration. A lot of commented out code, things I think I might need, I know I need, so I left it in, but still need to fix some things. Not sure where to start explaining. Solarfly, can you share how you set up your dev environment for integrations? Git, fork, branch, PR? There are many options for this, to be honest, Solarfly. I use a native environment with a Python featural environment on my local machine in macOS. So I've installed Python via brew on the command line, and then I cloned the repository, made a branch, and fired it up. Actually, that's basically it. But if you're interested in how to set those things up, though, I can really recommend you to go to developers.homeassistant.io, the website. There's, I think it's in backend though. Yeah, we have in backend, if you click on backend in the top menu, there's a section called setting up your development environment. There's an instruction here for Linux, Windows, Mac OS on how to do it. And we even have highlighter on. Oh, that's a good idea. We'll turn it on in a second. And we have a dev container. So if you know what it is, I don't know if you know what it is, but if you have Visual Studio Code, you can open a development container, which will open up Docker for you and set up a whole virtual environment, like a containerized environment, where you can work in without installing anything on your computer besides Visual Studio Code and Docker. So I can recommend this one. A lot of people use it. But I use Barebone. I'm not sure why, because my environment is older than the dev container. I already had this local environment before this even existed. So let me share this link for you. That's where you can find it if you're interested in that. Hey Frank, highlighter on. I will do in a sec. Hey Frank, I used Home Assistant Cast and it's created multiple users now, and I couldn't remove them. Okay, I'm not sure. That's probably a question you can drop in Discord at best, I think. Or maybe open an issue. Is that an issue? I'm not sure. I don't know. I do not know anything about that behavior. Solo, yes, I do. I already did, but maybe you can share a lot of love for development. Maybe we could do that sometime. However, that would require some preparation from my end. I could do. Maybe I could, I don't know, maybe do sometime a stream on, okay, let's start doing something from scratch. I don't know. Dev containers are awesome. Yeah. But no. Yeah, I do use them. I like them. My main issue with dev containers is they're a little bit heavier, which is okay, but I work on my laptop. And secondly, it doesn't, like, I use my YubiKey a lot, and it just fails to work with it. I use GPG, and it fails to work with it. So, nope. So what I do a lot is just jump in a dev container, and then test something out, go out it again, and continue working. I use it as a runtime environment or something. But yeah, no. Okay, let's go back into here. Let's open up the Twitch highlighter. Start listening to chat. Here we go. Twitch highlighter is active. Twitch highlighter in the house. So please, bear in mind, this is just like junk code at this point. Like, it works, it does auto discovery, right? And then it showed up, and the strip can go on and off. But it is junk code, so you will see a lot of messages right here. Like, this is used, yeah, it's used a lot. I don't know, it's here. I typed it, probably do not need it. Like config validation, I probably do not need it here. It's junk code. Hey, Dr. C's, what up, homies? Hey, man. Hey, man, how do you do? Thank you for jumping in. What? Oh, I forgot something. My stream deck is back. Here we go. Thank you so much, Dr. C's. Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. I feel like the intros are sent out twice. Is that correct? Seems weird. Okay, never mind. Expected 2 blank lines. That's easy to fix. So yeah, I'm not sure. What are we working on? I don't know. And maybe I have no idea. I have no idea where to start and what to tell you guys, actually. I just jumped in here without a plan, without an idea, and actually without the idea of even going in here and doing this and working on this, because I do not have a story. I saw it in a jumble of letters. The thing I like about, like, streaming add-on building is because it's easy, it's visual, it's the Bash.io library I created makes it really understandable to look at. I can imagine if you're looking at like Python for the first time right now, this could be a little bit like a jumble of letters indeed. Like, boy oh boy, what does this thing do, right? Okay. But this is not the only part of this. Start with switches. Yeah, well, before we can do and start with switches, like we have now a simple light configured. This is the light. It's setting up a light. Tries to connect to it. If it doesn't work, this has to be removed though. This has to be removed, that's later. But for now it's a working state. And here we can find the properties of the light. This is the WLED light class. It returns a unique ID, which is absolutely bullocks at this point. Is on will tell you if it's on or not. It returns a boolean, which is true and false. Then we have turn off, which turns it off. And what happens is that it sends a WLED state false, which means turn it off. This is also not nice. Then we have turn on, and this little method turns it on. So it calls state true to turn it on. And as we have seen in like the little postman thingy, we can actually send true and false for on to the strip, and it will turn on and off. So basically this is like the abstraction layer on how to do that. So if you see in Home Assistant, it's pretty easy. Try to change the state of the LED strip, the WLED strip, to false. And if it goes wrong, it throws up an error, then we're going to send a logging rule. So you guys see in the Home Assistant log, hey, an error occurred while turning off the WLED light, and I make it unavailable. So in Home Assistant, this is actually pretty easy. This is how you turn off a light, a basic light, with a library that handles all this. So this is the library actually. This is a reference to the library, which I'm building as well. So let's open up another tab. And this is basically what programming is about. It's like making all kinds of little pieces like Lego and putting it all together, right? So let's open up the library. Get out of your messages. Yep, makes me feel dyslexic. Oh, sorry, mate. And Skiddy, yes. I recently started playing with Python. Cool. A WLED plugin. Ooh, I'm just building some Quindo boards. Nice timing. Hey, Pat, why is everybody building QuinLED boards? Quindor, what's going on here? Did you... What the hell? Okay, so this is the little library, because they're awesome. Oh, God. It's Xmas time. I guess so. And Dr. C's has done some good promotion of them. He did. Amen. Okay, so this is WLED. This is the WLED we saw in Home Assistant with the turn on. So if we go to in here, we have WLED state false. This turns it off. WLED state true. This turns it on. Right? So what is Home Assistant talking to in this case? That's this little library. This is WLED. And WLED has this little thing called state. It calls this state thing. So this was actually this is what we saw in Home Assistant, right? WLED.state true. So it sends in true, and that's going to be state, and then it will send JSON data on true. And this is actually not how you should do it in Python. I'm not sure where my head was at when I was coding this. So if you're looking at this and thinking, what, Frank, you should use the setter. That's absolutely right. I've been writing some other languages lately, and I've been making this piece of the code during a lunch break. So I think my head was in a different language at the time. So I'm not sure why, but I did it this way. But I should split this. But nevertheless, what it basically does, it sends JSON with on and a state, like true or false. So if we go back to Postman, right here, and I should change this back to the WLED strip, and I will send on true, it goes on. And that's basically the same thing as what's written here. Send a request, a post with on, and then the given state, which was true, which comes from Home Assistant. So this is basically the simple explanation on what's going on here. There's of course a lot of things more going on, like how does it know where to talk to, and how, but how? But how? Well, this is a little request function, a method, a function. This is a method. It's in a class. So it's a method which handles all the things. It builds the URL to talk to, and builds up a session, and sends in a request with all the metadata. Handles like errors and stuff, and if it responds, it will check if the response is okay, and then will return eventually the response it got. But basically, this is like all jumblygook, which you have to write once. And from that point on, it's easy, right? So getting the version, same thing. I call version, and it will send a request with information and pick out the version. I can show you that it works. Let me make this a bit turn off. So this is a piece of code that talks to my LED strip here, WLED -frank.local. It asks the LED for the version, and then it will print version and the version number. So let's try this right here. Python. Oh, I broke it. What did I break? Did I forgot something? Imported but not used. What am I? What did I break? Am I not in a physical environment? Is that a problem? Yeah, that was the problem. Okay, hold on, never mind. So I have now basically this thing, right? LED version, print version. Here we go, it will say WLED version is 0.8.5. That's kind of the basics. What language? This is Python. Oh, maybe you did it right at midnight and messed up it at daytime. I do it right at midnight and mess it up at daytime. That's kind of my thing, I guess. Shades of Purple is the best VS Code theme. I agree. I love Shades of Purple. Land Rush. What did Land Rush say? Python, yeah. He said he was writing other languages than Python at work, yeah. Python is not my main language, as in, well, I started using it more and more in the last years, that's obviously. Go away, I do not want Bandit at this point. But my main language source, I don't know. I've done Java, I'm doing a lot of PHP lately. Like, I've written PHP the largest part of my life, I guess. So in PHP, I would use all things differently. JavaScript. God, no. No. That's one language I don't do. Dutch, yeah, Dutch, English a bit. Still a little bit Dutchy. Dutch, English, I guess. But yeah. But yeah. Never mind me. Okay. So let's do some switches. Let's make it ugly again. I'm going to look at it pretty later. So let's say we wanted to know if it's sending. Can we say can we see the night mode? It has a night mode, right? So I can turn on the night light. Why is it not working? Okay, now it's on night light, and this is duration between 1 and 255 minutes. Okay, and what did I set it on? That's absolutely shite. Okay, so I can turn on and off the night light. Let's make a switch to turn on and off the night light mode. Is that a deal? What do the sliders represent? Yeah, that's the bit weird thing. This is probably the duration. Yeah, duration. If you hold your mouse still, it will tell you. And this is a target brightness. So this is probably what it should be after the timer is finished. And then it will gradually, oh, it's even here, gradually dim down. So you can set it like very bright, set timed light night mode on, and then it will dim down to the brightness you set it to be the target brightness in the time span. I guess that's what's kind of idea. That's the target brightness. Here we go. So this is basically the nightlight function, but without the sliders. Let's just look into this little button. Let's try to get in this on and off switch into Home Assistant, right? Basically what we should do. So I should extend the library to have knowledge on this thing on or off. So let's try that. Let's get it into the library first. Get out of here. Yeah, install, whatever, get out. Don't bother me. Oh, man. Yeah, done now. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's make something simple. How does it look in the API? Let's go into the documentation right here, and there should be something with night light. Night light. nl.on, which is not Netherlands, it's nightlight. Nightlight currently active, it's a boolean. So if we go into Postman, I could probably do nl, and it's probably like this. This should turn it on, I guess. Success is true. So now it's on. Let's say false, sent. And it's off. I can send it true. Now it's on. And it turns off. Okay, so this is basically what I need to send, right? This should be the switch. Let's go into here. Let's say this is not pretty, this is not how it's going to look like, but nightlight as self returns if it's on or what the hell is going on with my IDE? Is it the not status state? Let's get the current state. So let's get the response from the API. Request the info. Is it info? No, it's part of the state. And then we return response nightlight on. That should basically return if it's on or off. Then we have to be able to like turn it on off, right? So state bool to say turn it on or turn it off, and this will just do nothing. Okay, let's send a request to the device to turn it on. So this is a post method because we're going to post the changes to the device that we need to make. And let's make this a little bit more spacey. Nightlight on state. I think this is it. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, I know it's defined already. God, I hate switching languages. Python setter. I've been looking at this more frequently, so to seem. Actually, oh yeah, it's not a method. Okay. Excel setter property. Property is missing. Here we go. So this is like asking if the nightlight is on or off, and this is like setting the state of the nightlight. So these two are now separate, where I try to make it one here because that's how you do it in PHP. Not sure why, but in Python you can actually like make that split. Okay, so let's test this. Let's go into this little version test we had right here. So let's say nightlight nightlight is await for a response on nightlight. Does it work like this? Not sure. Let's try. Nightlight stayed on off based on the nightlight. Here we go. Let's see what it does. Come on. So the nightlight is now off. If I go into the interface right here, let's close this one up, turn it on. The nightlight state is on. So if I turn it off again, and I ask, it says it's off. So this works. So let's try changing it. Let's say we do this twice, and in between we try to change it. So nightlight, await, LED.nightlight, turn it. Let's do reverse of what it is. So nightlight is true or false, and then we're going to reverse it with not. So if this is true, so it's on, then this will be not on, which is off. So it will turn it off in that case. If it's so every time we run this, it will toggle it. This is basically a toggle. Okay, let's try this. Oh, boom! Coroutine is not callable. What did I do wrong? Coroutine is not callable. Oh, I give it a... Did I? What did I do? Are you writing a WLED integration or something? Oh, hey, Dark Bunny, how do you do? Well, actually, this is the current state. Oh, Home Assistant is off. I can push this button 100 times, but it's off. I turned off Home Assistant. But yeah, I am. What's the error on line 129? Okay. Tells you what type of data is expected to use the method. Yeah. I really need to up my Python game. Most what I do Python-wise is hack until it works. That's called programming, Timo. Be proud of it. What the crap are you writing? A lot. I've implemented all my LED light controls via ASP Home. The only shortcoming I see is the effects. Does it worth to switch over WLED? Kagra, it has tons of effects. If it's worth it, I don't know. If you're happy with what you have, don't change. Oh wow, I agree. Actually, I agree. It's better than hacking until it doesn't work. True enough. So why can't I await this? W nightlight. Oh, I forgot an await in the call here somewhere. No, I did not. What am I missing here right now? I'm missing something. Nightlight setter. I mean, is it this obvious that I'm missing something so stupid? Let's copy in this one. I'll make it the stupid version. What am I seeing? Not seeing. Double quest. It awaits it. I'm missing something. And it's darn simple. I feel like feeling watched. As I understand, WLEDs for addressable lights only. That's true. For the house to do holiday, LEDs is probably worth it, but if it's for your kitchen, probably not worth it. Well, yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Oh, well, by the way, like a nice LED strip under like the kitchen cupboards, it looks great, right? So you probably with simple ESP Home or something, and even if it's addressable, it's not like that price or something. But you could like make different sections or make a little bit of color change to mood, and I don't know, you could use some flashing or sometimes, or I don't know, man. It's really great. Yeah, I have a mixed feeling about it, but that's me. Okay, let's send in this data. I'm not sure why this is not working right now. Let's copy in this crap in that case. Here we go, make it simple, whatever. State optional, night light. That should do the same thing. Let's not use the property stuff. Okay, let's adjust this little thing. We'll look into that later. My hat is not in that place at this moment. Cannot even find my control right here. Still an error here because I haven't changed state. Nightlight on. Isn't it that quick? Is that part of the problem? Is it too slow? No, it's not. Get the light status. Light is night light. It's on if night light. So why is it being turned off? Not night light. That makes no sense. So it's now off. Hey Midnight Com, how do you do, mate? Let's turn it on. Turns on. Turns off. So it works. What the hell? My resub animation didn't make an animation. Oh boy, it didn't? What the hell? I heard about it, by the way. I had it last week myself, by the way. Here we go. Yeah, boy! So why doesn't this simple toggle doesn't work? Why? Okay, let's test this little piece right here. Nightlight is on. It's not. Oh. I must have made an error right here somewhere. Yeah. There we go. Go home, mate. You're drunk. Now it's off and off. That's correct. And let's toggle it now. Not nightlight. Here we go. It's off. It will turn it on. It's now on. It's on. It will turn it off. It's now off. There we go. I'm not sure what's going on. It's probably the beers or it's Friday night. This is not the moment on live stream to work on this spontaneously. It's the worst idea ever. Okay, we added a simple nightlight thing. It's ugly, it doesn't matter, that's not a point. Let's try to make a switch in Home Assistant, right? So let's go back to Home Assistant. Is this a wrapper or a component at this point? This is the library, WLED library, the Python WLED library package. Python is a package. And this is Home Assistant where I'm using it. So let's start up Home Assistant real quick here. What? There it is. So we have a little light here, and we can turn it on and off. So this part works. It has auto discovery, so that works. Let's start doing some changing here. As you can see here in the directory structure of WLED, I only have a light at this point and not a switch. So I need a switch. So I need a switch.py. Switch.py. Let's add a switch because we want to toggle the nightlight, right? Install, whatever, get out. Let me get one of my older code, since it basically I mimic a lot, so do not reinvent the wheel. Let's open the switch from AdGuard. It's not usable, but it's a bit the same, but yeah, here we go. So let's make this a base where we're going to work for WLED. So support for WLED switches. You're going to import from WLED and connection error, so a connection error can occur, right? And a generic error can occur as well. So here we go. We're going to import from a component the WLED device, which is the device entity you see right here, the device info. We need it. And then I have the need for the client and the domain. So that would be the WLED client, that's the one that communicates, and the domain, that's WLED inside Home Assistant. Logger parallel updates 1 async. Then we need to get, let's split it with a light since it's a lot of the same code. Let's hide the bar on the side. So we need to get WLED, which I can get like this. Then we're going to try to get a version and stuff, which is basically the same. So let's just do that. So this tests the connection. It tries to get a version from WLED. If that fails because of connection error, it will not connect. It will tell Home Assistant that this platform, which is what it called, is not ready yet. Why is this duplicated? Don't know, don't care. Voila. We're going to make a WLED switch, which will feed WLED. I'm going to give it a name like Nightlight. And we're going to tell it, that's not how it works, but whatever. Let's make a stupid switch first and make it more logical later. MDI light doesn't make sense at all. There's no segment here. We have a switch. Add the switches to Home Assistant. Fine. This does not exist. We're going to create it. WLD hosts. I do not need to port. What did I use here? Could probably just copy this in. This is also not pretty at all. For the demo, I'm fine with it. Working first, pretty later. It's on, yes. Turn off. It will be WLED.nightlight. False. Turn it off. And we get a WLED error. We're going to tell you that an error occurred when turn off the switch. If there's an error going, we're going to tell you that. Do not need this piece. You do not need all this crap though. Then we need this async thingy. We haven't defined the update. Yes, we have. Okay. Okay, that should basically be the switch. Here we go. Replace Edgard with WLab. Probably. Might be an idea. Morning. Midnight, weather night. Okay, thank you, Lydius. Let's try. Hey, on.
No, no ninja tonight.
No ninja tonight. No. The door gave it away.
That's a pity.
Thank you. So this is a basic switch. So what do we need to do now? I need to make sure the switch is created when it starts. This piece of code is for that I commented out, so I already anticipated on making a switch. This can be removed. So this will create the light component to be platform component, yeah. This will unload it. Yeah, I guess this is it. Can you sing along? No? It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. You should have seen the look on her face. Thank you, Gijsje. That's appreciated so much. Thank you, sir. Holy moly. What? Wow. Look at me like I'm crazy. I'm not. Right? Right? Please confirm. Okay, let's...
Hello, motherfucker.
Hello, Twerna. Thank you so much for playing that, mate. That's appreciated. So, let's say... we would be starting Home Assistant again. It's not running? Is it still running? Yes, it's still running. So this should basically do the switch. So let's try and let's see if this works. Probably it will explode, right? I must have made an error. Yes, I did. Oh, that's you. That's not me. Oh, that's not me, actually. Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh. Hello, wife. Never mind. She doesn't hear the sound, so. Not everyone out there is actually crazy, that's true. But we have a nightlight switch. It's basic, but it probably works, maybe.
Why do you hear a fucking chicken?
Why do you hear a chicken? Somebody triggered the chicken dance, hun.
Literally, Friday night.
Ba-da-da-da-dum. Not sure why that didn't play though, but thank you. Oh boy. We have a nightlight switch. Let's check if it actually works. Here we go. Nightlight switch. Turn on. Hey, damn son.
Where'd you find this?
Smoke, smoke weed. Smoke my weed every day. Being still cool. Thank you so much for the follow, man. That's appreciated. You're now officially a homicide homie, by the way. And please, sir, let me know in the chat. Do you like cats or dogs?
Or chickens.
Or chickens? No, hun, we have trains. We have not chickens. It's a train thing.
Like chicken dance. Oh.
Dogs, of course. Here we go. Snoop Dogg in the hospital. Yeah. Here we go.
Few moments later.
A few moments later, indeed. Okay. So I think it works, right? Let's turn off the night light. And it's off. Turn it on. And it's off. Let's turn it off right here. And it's off. We made a switch. WLED add-on, no, and simple integration. So it's not pretty. So please, if you're looking at this and think, oh, this is how you do it, basically yes, but no. No. Twitter, thank you so much. Snoop Dogg. No, the code is not pretty, and this is not my goal at this point yet. Like, I should sit down now and think about how I would design the package, the library, the WLED library, which Home Assistant talks to, which the library talks to the WLED strip. But the library, I should think about how I should define the abstraction layer. Like, how would the Home Assistant talk to it, and how should it look? How do I get all the data out of the API? How much data can I get out of the API and make a nice abstraction layer so I can go into Home Assistant and make it pretty? But right now, this was a proof of concept. Make it work pretty later, right? So if I would change the library and make the nightlight work differently and change like how the calls are looking in Home Assistant, then, well, basically this is already in. So that would be fiddling around with a couple of calls. Push it to Git. Nope. Yeah, it is push to Git, but it's in a private repo at this point. I do have a private repo. Stan Tropics, 3 months in a row, man. That's just awesome. Thank you so much, sir. Love that. Here we go. Yeah, boy. Have you claimed your Hacktoberfest t-shirt? Yeah, I have, by the way. I've claimed my t-shirt. A couple of days ago already. Like, beginning of this week. Stan Tropics just subscribed for 3 months in a row. We had that one. We have 2 days left to do that. Why is that, Falcop? What do you mean, 2 days? What the hell are you doing? Please leave a bit of the house like intact. Thank you. 2 days ahead. I'm not sure what, Falcop, what you're talking about days to days. I think I have tons of times to finish this. I know some of you would like to have it quickly, but yeah. Saturday and Sunday. But why?
Mommy.
What the hell? This is not normal. Do you own a Labrador? What the hell? Charming as hell. Oh man. That was a go, go, go. Oh man. Back to work on Monday, I guess. Yeah, true. So charming. That means you have a good relationship. Oh, we do, actually. Oh, God. Yeah, it's impressive. Okay, we have a working nightlight. That's cool. Like a switch. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the library and see what the getter setter thingy. No. I should think about data structure. I should think about data structure now. I hope that came out of her mouth. Are you dating a trucker? No. She just came back from horseback riding. To be honest. Oh man, I hope somebody clipped it. I would love to see that again. God. Oh, there's the URL. Great, thank you. Honey? I think she's taking a shower or something. Okay. So with that being said, before I dive into, like, I don't know, structure, I'm not sure if I'm energetic enough to go into these things because I'm very low on energy. I'm going to grab another beer. Let's do that. So be right back. Hold on, guys. Do you want to play another game? I do have a different game, I think. Let me see. A beer should fix the energy. I don't think so, Lydius. I don't think so. You want to play another game? I got a game called Paint Party, but I can do Fight Mania again as well. Let's do Fight Mania again. So I'll be back in about 50 minutes. Hold on, my button's still not. Why did I not save the layout? I made a new layout and I gotta get used to my Stream Deck again. That's just plain that stupid. Okay, be right back. Hold on. Boy, you all won the game. Boy, good job, sir. A beer should fix the energy. I'm afraid it won't. Actually, I think it's the opposite, Lydia's. I guess you learned that from the horse. Could be. Horse, of course, a horse. 2 beers then, yeah. Same game as before? Well, to beer or not to beer? Not to beer for beer. God. That guess impossible near the end of the game. We'll be back shortly. Okay. So Timo, you were second land rush. Oh, you made 3rd place. Cool. I'm not sure. Is it fun to play though? Mini name is weird in the game. My name. Oh. Okay. It didn't record me again. Lol. It's Flappy Bird. I don't know what Flappy Bird is. Yeah, I've heard about Flappy Bird, but I've never played it. I was thinking maybe what could, like, we now have a switch, right? And we have a light. So basic light and basic switch. It's not like the light is not like extended to the full thing, but I should rethink on how this library actually will provide information. And I made some things already in the library, like right here, like a class for light information and device information and, well, effects and the night light, and I'm not using that yet, but there's something where I need to rethink this on how the data should be structured and delivered to Home Assistant in a nice and orderly fashion. Right now what I did was just a plain dumb method that just asks for the data, and in Home Assistant it will just fire an enormous amount of, right now I think every couple of seconds it will receive an HTTP request. That's not efficient. This is not efficient. This is not cool. This is not good. So I should make that better, but not now. My head is not at that place at this moment. Hey Andy, thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube. That's appreciated. You're now officially a Home Assistant homie, and please let me know in the chat, sir. Do you like cats or dogs? That's the question always. Cats or dogs? Flappybird.io. I'm not going to check that now, but I will. Hey Frank, just tune in. Do you have tips for making a ceiling fan smart? If you borrow demo module, I'm not sure. I know Sonoff has a fan module. I'm not sure. There are people in here that probably know better. I know Dr. C's is around, maybe still. He probably knows. Personally, I think I would build something with ESP Home myself if I would go there. ATTR is new to me. Can you explain what it does? Yeah, sure. So let's say ATTRs. Let's say you build, like, you want something that holds data. And we call it classes, like with methods in it and all those kinds of things, right? So you have like a class that holds stuff. Ludius, for you, it's probably not all new, but let's assume. Let's take device info. So let's say I want to have like Home Assistant say, "Hey WLED, give me your device information." Then it would say, okay, sure, here you have an object called device info containing all the data that you've requested, like all the device information, like version, is it live, the brand, I don't know. Mitch, thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube, man. That's appreciated. Please let me know in the chat, sir, do you like cats or dogs? If you would like build a class with like these properties in it, you would next build, I don't know, getters, setters, and validators, and all those kinds of stuff, right? But Attrib can do that for you. So you wrap it in, you decorate it. That's what you call it. And in this case, we use Python 3.6 and newer nowadays, so I can just like use type hinting, and it will generate all the getters and setters and stuff with validation for me. So that's what this does. You like cats, sir? Thank you so much for subscribing. That's appreciated. Here's a cat for you playing the piano. So if you go to the website of HTTR God damn it. HTTRs, here we go. Python classes without a boilerplate, but it's boilerplating, some kind of thing. Thank you so much, man, again, for subscribing. That's appreciated. So do they have like a quick example? Yeah. So basically, they should have some kind of thing. What it does versus what it is, validators, conclusion. Readability. I thought they had an example like one versus the other. What it generates, what it basically does, and what it is. Let me see. I think I scrolled by it. Whatever. So you can define properties, class properties, class properties, and then set data to it, like types to it, and it will generate a whole bunch of things for you, which you do not have to type. So like object comparison and those kinds of things, you can override it. And the only thing you have to do at that point is just adding stuff. So for example, we know the API, if I send in a request to the API of this little board right here, if I send in the info question, the device information, it will return this crap, right? It will return the power usage, the LEDs, what they use at this point, and memory, all those kinds of things, right? So if I wanted to parse this, I could just return this dictionary and just use it in Home Assistant, but that makes Home Assistant needing to know the abbreviations they've used, like VID and FIR and RGB, well, which is kind of okay, but FX count, PAL count, arch. I do not like these names. I want to be them more explicit, like architecture, Arduino core version instead of core, and version instead of FIR, and version underscore ID instead of fit. So what I made with this thing is a class called device info that can hold all these things. And then I made a method called fromDict, which is dictionary, which is this. So I can make the API request, I get return this piece, I can drop it into this function, and it will instantiate that object in a way. And this object I can then return. That's basically what it does. Are the sounds gone? Not sure. Dimmers and fan doesn't work. Oh, okay. Can you show how Home Assistant knows about the WLED package? Missed that part. Julius, that's neat. Okay. So I hope that that's a bit clear. I do have an example. I will show you the Home Assistant part in a second, so I'll fly. Hold on. So I have this little test right here, which actually does it. It's not in use yet, but it's a little simple test, right? So let's get out the nightlight stuff right here. So this is my little testing file for the library. So it shows the version, and then I made this thing. It does a request for the info. So that's this little request right here, the info request, right? And this returns this blob, this piece of data. This gets stored in here. And then I would say device is the device info from dictionary info, and let's print the device. So if I do this, there we go. We can now see that we have returned an object with all these data in it, which is kind of nice. So what I'm going to look for now is basically the objects I want to have and the objects I want to use. That's something I should look into and should think about. Like device info is kind of neat, but yeah, there's probably much more to the models than I have right now. For example, I know from the API and from this response here, which I currently do not process, is the power usage. I know how much current in milliamps, this is milliamps, it currently uses. So that could be... So this could be like a sensor in Home Assistant, right? A sensor which shows the current power usage of the LED strip. That's interesting. It's an estimate though. Yes. So Like, of course, it's an estimate, but at least it's something. Like, you could send it out, right? You could also see the max power it can handle right now is 50 milliamps. It's now just powered from the chip, so that makes kind of sense. Should stay below an amp, I would say. But yeah, so there's a lot of info in here, and which we can wrap in simple, simple objects, pretty easy. Sorry for the lang, but F me, now I need this. Here we go. Well, RTTS attributes, or I'm not sure how they want to pronounce it. Do they have written how you should pronounce it somewhere? I wish projects just wrote down how to pronounce it. Whatever. But yeah. Attributes. Makes it a lot easier to define simple, instead of working with name tuples or, I don't know. I think it's neat. It's an estimate though. Yeah. Does it adapt to effects? I'm not sure. I haven't tried. I have not set up the sensor yet. So what I could do, like, don't get me wrong, Trainer, I'm not using WLED LED yet. So what I have is this. And I see the API, I think, cool, let's build something. And then I build something, and then I start using it, and probably maybe I'm going to dislike it or not. And then I have a working component if I like it. But sure, one thing is for sure, without a proper integration, I probably would not like it. That's kind of the point, right? I do not like MQTT. I could set up MQTT. I do not like MQTT. I'm not sure why, but it's a lot of things to do for, I don't know. I want to make this simple, so that's the idea. I'm not sure where I started. A sensor. I could do a sensor probably. No, I had a question by Soulfly. How can you show how Home Assistant knows about the WLED package? Missed that part. Yeah, I should check that. Alright, that sounds like you though, without a proper integration. Yeah. Choo choo, Shadow Arm. Hey mate, how do you do? So Soulfly, how does Home Assistant know about the WLED package? Right now, I've basically injected it manually. So normally it would work like this. In every integration has a manifest, and there are dependencies in here. So in this case, the dependency is called WLAD. Now Home Assistant will install the WLED package from PyPy, which is the Python package index. It will then download the WLED package. Shadow Arm, thank you so much, mate. Here we go. Yeah, boy. 8 months in a row, man. That's appreciated. Thank you so much. That's appreciated. So this is how Home Assistant knows which package it should download and use, right? This is this dependency. Right now, I do not want it to download it from the internet because I'm using my locally development version. So that's why I can change things in here and check in Home Assistant that it works. So that's a manual override I'm doing right now. I'm not going to enable the dependency right now. Gaunter, thank you so much for the follow, mate. You're now officially a Home Assistant homie, by the way, and please let me know in the chat. Do you like cats or dogs, Gaunter? I want to know. So let's go into how Home Assistant actually sets it up, right? That's probably the next question. That actually happens when the entry is set up. So the entry, the device entry you create while doing the configuration flow, if you go through the configuration flow, like add an integration and you hit plus and fill in the data, that gets stored inside the Home Assistant storage. That data you fill in, like the host, port, password, whatever the integration asks for, and it's called an entry. So this configuration entry comes in here. Hey, here you have a WLED configuration entry with data, and then it will just get that data. In this case, just the host name. WLED has not much, just the host name. Where to connect to, which IP address it's running on, right? Which hostname. So WLED is created right here with the hostname as where it connects to. And then we have WLED and Home Assistant. From that point on, I can just say WLED version, WLED, whatever. So that's basically what it has. Will it have JOML configuration support? Boy, you have to ask that question. No. I could add it though. Maybe I will. I don't know. Maybe in a later version. I'm not sure where I'm at right now. Like, this is proof of concept. This is proof of concept stage. It doesn't look pretty. It doesn't work as it's supposed to do. I have to think about how to structure the package API. At this point, I don't know, man. Will it have JOML support? No. I'm just happy to see a switch that works, and I'm happy to see Discovery works. And now I have to seriously sit down, clear my mind with some piano music or something, and yeah, make it pretty for then. Like, think about structuring things. That's something, like, it's Friday night. It's heading for the midnight. I had a week of work. We have Hacktoberfest till. Did some other things this week as well, and I'm drinking a beer right now. So probably not a good moment, and concerning all the errors I made already, it's definitely not. Ship it? No, definitely not. Unfollowed. Oh. Okay. And don't need it, don't want it. Okay, that's okay. What's the paper you're rattling with? This is the API. This is the API documentation, which is also online from WLED. I'm not sure if it's visible. JSON API. So this is just a printout of the GitHub page right here from them. It's this page. And the reason why I still print these kinds of things, like, this is a short manual, I can write on them. I can just go nuts and bundle things and make notes. There's nothing that beats paper in this case. I'm not sure why, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I like to have like just pieces of paper that are all like meshed and done, and yeah, so this is the API, this is what I work with. And not the screen. Somebody starts a Discord call with me, really? Well, let's not. You missed him, yeah. Question. Okay, never mind. So where was I? What did I want to do? Should I try to make the I can do, like, I want to quit around midnight, so let's do another. Let's make an entry for the sensor, the basic sensor for power usage. Is that optional? Is that something I could do right now in an ugly way? That would be easy, right? Let's try. Let's make a sensor as well. Okay, let's do the ugly way. Let's make an ugly sensor. Let's go into WLED right here, and let's call it current. Async def current self returns an integer with the current. Return the current the WLED is currently using. Response. Do I need info? Yes, I need info. Return. No. And this is in the, where is it? LEDs PWR. Yeah, LEDs PWR. Here we go. So this should give us the current. Let's try it. Let's see if it works. Current. Current is await. LED.current. Print. Current. Just because I can. So that should, like, show the current. Here we go. 114. Let's make it more bright. This one. To 14. That's a lot of API calls. I agree, Solofly. So that's, if we go back a little bit, the models I showed you, which I'm trying to fabric right here, that's an effort to reduce that. Because what you actually can do with WLED is say, okay, you know what, just give me everything. So this is one call that returns the state, the information, the effects, the whole shebang. I probably will split it because, well, effects is something I should not ask every single time. Or maybe I do ask this one, it's quick, it's fast, it's easy. If I'm able to, like, get all this data, put it in something, and that gives me a bunch of objects back with all the data in it, it will be just one call to get all the data into Home Assistant. And if I make the call from Home Assistant centralized, it will be just one API call each poll to get all the data. So that's the basic idea, but that's not where I'm at right now. At this point, it's just working first, pretty later. I just remembered the fake money bills you wrote on. I almost never use paper because I have a super bad handwriting. Seriously, if that's something you worry about, like, this is what my handwriting looks like, and it's English, so it's bad. It's really bad, and still I do it because I can read it. That will be a lot less requests, which should be nice. Yeah, that's indeed true. And I have applied this technique to other integrations as well, so it's not new. But if you start out like creating a centralized data object and those kinds of things, like you have the event handling, like if the central requests something, it will have to inform all the entities that are relying on it on, hey, I have new data, check it out. Like all that handling that's not in here yet, and I should add it, right? But that's another step. So just start simple. Like, okay, are you on? Hey, Chip, are you on? Okay, he's on. Like, that's the basic first step, right? But the fake money bills, I actually still use them. I actually still have them. This is my paper notes. Like this, these are memo cards. It looks like paper bills, and that's kind of cool. I still do use them for quick notes and task lists or something, like made up task list, not my actual task list. But in general, I have different methods for that nowadays, but those little notebooks I still have. It's great to dump some small ideas on. Not so only for you, so who cares, indeed. Yeah, but sometimes I can't even read what I wrote myself. Well, that's an issue. Well, I sometimes have that same issue, but then I can see a couple of letters and think, what was I thinking here? Oh, I might have wrote this down. But yeah, basic hello world. Yeah, basic hello world. It would be quite bad if everything that relies on it would go out for itself. Not sure. I need to look at the dispatcher helper someday. Yeah, you should. I've used it in my Tone integration. That's not here. This is Home Assistant. So Home Assistant uses it in Tone. I wrote it in here. Let me see. There should be, like, there's a Tone data class. So this like gathers all the data for Tone, which is agreements, power, thermostat, temperature, all kinds of data. This thing has tons of sensors. Like, this is not like one entity. This is let me get this integration. This thing is huge. So let's say, oh, look at this, new Home Assistant version available. I should go here. No, I should go here. Integrations, Tone, where are you? Like this thing, this integration actually delivers a ton of devices which are updated regularly. So this will create tons of requests. If I would, every sensor by itself would ask the API on, hey mate, is this thing on? What's your state? What's going on? So that's not a good idea. So I have to concentrate it into a single thing. Hey, Paulus, change something here. Okay, nevertheless, this is the Tone Data class which handles that, and there's an update call in here, and this one actually makes sure to gather all the data from a single API call and then stores it and then notifies all the entities on the fact that the data of Tone has been updated for this Tone display. So I could imagine that in case of WLED, it would be something similar, right? Dispatcher sent to Home Assistant that the data WLED has been updated for this WLED device. So if you have multiple, only the entities that are from this specific device would get that notification. And then they will go, oh, thank you for letting me know. So what data did you get? Right? Probably getting rate limited. Yeah, you probably. That looks simple enough. How does it look in the platform part? Oh, okay, that's easy. So let's say, let's pick up a sensor. That's probably easiest to get. So this creates a bunch of sensors. Where's the default class? I think I actually handled that generally. Let's see. So this is the Tone entity. So this is an entity class that every entity of Tone uses. And this has polling set to false. So the entities by themselves do not ask the state. That the entities will not ask for it. But they will connect to the dispatcher when when the Tone is updated, then let me know, right? Call this function. Call this function if Tone updates. Call this function if there's an event happening. So if there's an event happening, well, then it will schedule an update. In this case, nothing special. So that's basically what it does. If you look at a sensor itself, where's the sensor? So this is a simple sensor, Tone sensor, generic sensor. What happens if there's an update triggered? It will just get the data. But this is really specific. This will probably not make sense for anybody of you, I would say. I use Google Calendar, Google Keep, Trello, and Sync some stuff to my phone locally. I know most of the stuff is online, but I have never filled me yet. For what? How does the component know if Tone is updated? It doesn't. It doesn't. So from the main part, like the integration level, so not the specific entities or platforms, from the specific central point, like the integration itself, it will schedule an update. So what it does right here, so it creates a connection to Tone right here, a Tone data class, and it will set up a scheduler to call the update call based on the scan interval that is configured by the user, or if it isn't, by default. So what it basically does, it will trigger an update right here on integration level called Tone Data Update. That's that update function. This will get the data and send out a notification. So this is scheduled, so we know exactly how many API calls we do, But I do know we're doing only one, and then notify the entities. So that prevents every single entity going out by themselves asking for a state, but centralize it. So this is a polling integration, by the way. So there are other ways, but this is a polling integration. Thanks, Frank. I've learned some new neat tricks today. Okay, that's cool, man. What's sync? Yeah, he means synchronizing. I was confused because I work with a company called Snick. Almost the same. Cool, useful information. Hard to find this in the docs. Guess so. I guess so. But there are tons of solutions to this. This is not the answer. This is not the answer. This is a fitting solution for this situation right here. For tone, this is actually a fitting solution. There's actually an ugly hack in here as well, but yeah. The library does caching, and that makes an issue for this integration. But yeah, that's what I could do. And for WLED, we want to reduce like the API calls as well, right? So we're I'm going to make it a polling integration at first, right? But I do not want to have that every switch and every light and every freaking thing is polling this little chip to death. So I probably would end up doing the same thing as I did with tone at first, and later I could look into something. If sync is turned on, well, besides the polling, start something in the background that listens for the sync changes and trigger a dispatcher if something changed. Probably. Probably. This is all kind of technical, maybe. I'm not sure. This is a little bit of a weird stream today. Like, I'm drinking beer, I had a long week, and I'm trying to code something that's a proof of concept and looks darn ugly, and trying to make sense out of it, and boy, this is just weird. So does E131 do feedback? Is that worth looking at? I'm not sure. As a programmer, I love the technical part. Maybe it's a bit odd for me to do on stream, as in I build add-ons on stream, which is basically a bit of programming too, but because of Bash.io and how Bash looks, it's pretty easy to understand, right? It's installing a program, it's more visual, and it's quicker to get some results. And this looks scary as hell for a lot of people, which I totally understand, right? Okay, let's close up tone here. I do not need tone anymore. Okay, so we made I made a little thing right here. The current in milliamps to 14. So let's see if we can get that into Home Assistant in a quick way. So let's go into AdGuard again, because that's my favorite module to steal from at this point. Because I built it, I know what's in it. This has a sensor. Let's copy the sensor in. Let's paste it right here. Okay, let's find a replace indeed. Underknowledge, thank you for resubscribing, man. Test, what does that thing do? I don't know, man, but here we go. Yeah, boy. Okay, let's polish this up a little bit. So this is a new sensor for WLED LED, so we need WLED, and well, it can throw out a connection error. We need the WLED device entity because we're working with device entities here. Then we're going to import some constants, which is the client and the domain. Okay, fine. Forms the base. So let's split it again with the light. Split to the right, let's close the bar. So let's copy in this piece. Should replace this piece here. So we have the client, then we're going to make a sensor. Let's call it the wrongly named WLED sensor and pass in WLED to the sensor because it needs it. Then we're going to add the new sensor to Home Assistant and ask it to update it as soon as it gets added. So let's make a WLED sensor, which is a WLED device entity. We pass in WLED, we have a name, string, and icon. So I should add a name, string, and icon. So name, string, icon. Is there something like power or something? Current power. Power. What? Nice. Current. And then we need a unit of measurement. So that's milliamps. Probably not how it should be. But this is okay. So name, string, icon. Unit of measurement. This is actually stupid to do. This needs a little bit of more work. So let's say WLED current sensor. This is a little bit of more work. Let's throw out what we do not need. Well, we do not need this all. WLED. That's the name of the icon. Measurement current. Well, this is something else. Let's split this to the whatever. Let's copy in this, even though it's darn ugly and should not be used this way. Sensor. This makes no sense at all, but whatever. State unit of measurement. Then I need the update, which I just threw out. Fine. Hello, Edgard. Give me a little example. Oh boy, I need the oh. That should do the trick. Koda Ninja 2019, thank you so much for the follow, man. That's appreciated. How do you do? Hey, please let me know in the chat, sir. Do you like cats or dogs? So sensor. That's a unique ID. Looks nice. Icon. Unit of measurement. So that's what a sensor does, right? Just call it sensor for now. WLED sensor is a current sensor. Shows a power icon with milliamps. Gets added to Home Assistant and updated. This is where WLED is fetched and pushed in. So that should be it. Let's go in here. This is the initial configuration. We have now light and switch. We should add sensor. Here we go. And if it's going away, we should delete it nicely, even though it's a sensor. Here we go. This probably breaks, but let's try. Home Assistant. You don't pass in unit of measurement. Oh boy, did I screw up? Yes, I did. Required precision argument unit of measurement. Well spotted, sir. Let's kill it. It's broken anyway. Switch. No, it's not switch. Sensors. Oh, I'm getting tired. I'm not passing a unit of measurement. Where? Oh, this measurement string is not needed anymore. I do not need this one. That's Asgard specific. Copy and paste code. It's the best. Here we go again. Oh boy, it died again. Here. Response.fur. Object is not scriptable. Why? So that works. So if I dim it less, it should drop. I don't see it changing. This is really broken now. Could be. 1 minute ago. It's probably broken. Can I turn it on and off? The light is unavailable. Yeah, it's really broken. It died on me. It died in light. Why? Makes no sense. What does it mean? Object is not subscribed. It returns none. Why does it return none? Shoot to kill. It's dead, Jim. I think it's dead. Not as we know. Oh, I would actually probably go for. But that's how I feel. I'm not sure what you're linking to. Is it safe to click? YouTube is always scary. I didn't want to get strikes. Thanks, Ludius. I have no clue what this message means, by the way. Type error. Non-type is not scriptable. This is returning a non-type? On line 29. Right here. What do you mean, non-type? Version is in there, right? Did I remove version? Did I break version? Still in here. This works. I don't know. The response var/handle in your package is none. Typing doesn't matter at runtime. But where? Current is int. This is a string. Response.fur. Now I know it works because I'm looking at it right here. Version and current milliamps. Here we go. Music, okay, I'm sorry. Give it a rest. Yeah, I probably should. Because this is just chunking it. This is just blowing tons of requests into the system, which does not make sense in any way. I could try comment this out, maybe that's better. Then I have WLED client. Maybe I'm just hitting it too hard. What it means, it returns on after having called the API. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So maybe the API is just overloaded because we're doing so many requests right now. So maybe if I just remove one of those requests, it will tad down a bit. Yeah, I'm just overloading the API. So we reached the point where this is no longer a valuable option to do, and I should centralize, right? But let's change a bit. I made a call less now. It doesn't even update. The switch works though. Yeah, that one works. But this one doesn't work. Oh, it probably default poll is 30 seconds. Yeah, probably has the polling rate for. Here we go. So let's make that 3 seconds. It's a sensor. Here we go. Every 5 seconds. Well, now it actually works. So what I actually might let it get triggered by changes from the entity. Could be. Twerner cheered. Thank you so much, sir. The problem is though, Twerner, you do not know who changes the entity. Like if I go into this web interface, how would Home Assistant know? Well, if the entity gets updated because of state, it could report into. Makes sense, but in the end, I can do a single API call to get all information right at once, like, and it's light and quick. So there's no need for me to make those weird constructions, since I can just go in and make, yeah. The graph doesn't seem to work. It works, right? Am I missing something? But if it changes through HA, oh yeah, that's basically built-in logic by Home Assistant. If you change the state of something, it will then trigger an update. And this update I can forward probably to the, well, yeah. Seems to pull the time. Time VS updated. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Am I missing something? It just trails the poll time. Yes, it does. It changes. Would it go to 0 if you turn it off, actually? I don't know. Apparently not. Would be funny if it measures only ESP power. It does, apparently a bit. See, the current went from 185 to 107 the top right of the graph, but the graph didn't show the dip yet. Yeah, it's updated separately. Anyone know the reason for Adguard plugin running in beta now? Will I hold off and a hash update will fix this? No. Hey Dominic. Well, it's actually written in multiple places, but what's happening with Adguard is that the new version of Adguard changed their API, and that's breaking for Home Assistant. So if you're running the 0.100 or earlier, and you will now install the latest Adguard, the integration will break. So that's addressed in the upcoming version. So the version that went in beta last Wednesday, that will be released upcoming Wednesday. That's 101, right? 0.101. That has the compatibility for the new API by Adguard Home. That's shipped in 0.99 Adguard Home. So if I would release the add-on right now for everybody, and you would install it, your integration will break. However, if somebody would run the beta, then the integration would not be compatible with the older add-on that's now available and stable. So this is kind of a weird thing, right? I do not want to ship the add-on to people because it will break their integration, but everybody that's running on beta will need the new one because else their integration will not work. So that's why the add-on now binds to 101 beta 0. If you have 101 beta or newer, so that can be stable, it can be 102, 103, then you're able to update the add-on to the latest version in order to ensure the integration works correctly. I hope that makes sense. Cool, thanks for the info. Figured that would be the case. Okay. Easy. But yeah, we have some kind of working sensor, we have got some light, and its discovery works, and well, okay. Power is not a good thing, by the way. But yeah. Nightlight works still, right? Yeah, it does. Turn off. And now it died on me. Yeah. So if you hit the API too hard, it will not like give a correct response. So I have to filter and find out why and what response gets returned from the API in those cases and filter it out and maybe add some retry logic. But that's not for now. It's all not for now. I'm tired. I'm done. At least a good beer helps in here. So this is Sleep Tight. Yeah, I will in a sec. So this is basically what I'm playing with. Just playing with possibilities and checking out how it works. Playing with Postman, making freaking darn ugly code just to get something going and see how it works out, get a bit of feeling with the product, and have something to build upon. Like the basic plumbing is there, it's ugly, but the basic plumbing is there, and let's go from there, right? And the library, I really need to get the model structure going. I really need to check how to make this model go. Like device info is cool, although I think device info should not contain like freaking everything. I'm not sure yet. Segments should create multiple lights if there are multiple segments available. I need to make sure, I don't know. Oh well. So this is about it. I'm not sure if anybody has something else to see, want to know. This is your question, your time to question this. I'm not sure if I will be doing like Python integration development on stream again. I think this is a bit over the top for a lot of people. But yeah. Well, did it once, tried it once, and I don't know. Awesome stream. I always want learning stuff from you. Thanks for the stream. Thank you, sir. You'll love it. By the way, I think your team... By the way, I think your theme issue could be some dark mode thing. Oh! Oh, really, Paul? Paul! No shit. Is that the issue? What I'm looking and debugging at all the time? Nope. Yes, might be still. Do I have it in here? Nope, it was turned off. It was turned off, mate. And it doesn't change. It doesn't change anything. Dark Reader has no clue what to do with this. So... No, this was great. Oh, thank you, Ludius. I'm not sure, man. I don't feel the flow or my element of being able to code at this point. I don't know. I almost feel like this was like the wrong and bad example, maybe. I don't know. But hey, I just threw random colors in a jumble pile. Well, Paul, you did a good job. I like the theme. It's just like I'm not sure why this is not like displaying correctly, and I'm having a hard time figuring out why. Because me and front end things is just not a good combination. Maybe one time I will change that, but at this point, yeah, I don't know. That's the slider. That's the card. And here are all the configured stuff, so I'm not sure why it's different. But this is the override, but this is the main style. I don't know, man. Too much for me. Gary Wilson, I know nothing. The program was able to follow you easy enough. Okay, well that's good to hear, sir. Thank you. Why, it was a great insight in the way HA works. Yeah, maybe, but I'm not sure if I explained it correctly all at this point, because I'm mentally even currently not able to recall what I told all to be honest. Word called bedroom. Is it? Well, we have thick sheets. And how to create integration, yeah. Should be same as the add-on page. It's odd. Yeah, it's odd. But I have this with multiple teams, not just this one. My suspicion is something else is colliding with this, and I maybe even think of... Let me see... No, they all have it. Oh, I should continue this little thing at once. This is what I should continue. This is my configuration page. And if I change like the times that Flynn sleeps and or how silent hours, it will actually use that in automations. I can change times on automations on the fly. That's actually pretty helpful. I suspect this little thing. But yeah, it could be anything. I don't know. But yeah, man, CSS. Oh man, yeah. Absolutely. Drunk is the word. No, I'm not drunk. This is my second beer today. I am tired though, and that doesn't help. I can send people to help with creating an integration. I can set people to help with creating an integration. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah. Good luck in your frozen bedroom. Well, that's not that cold. Come on. Like, it's outside temperature. This is basically, I haven't told you, but I sleep outside. This is it. Turn around. So guys, I'm going to say thank you so much for tuning in. And that's why you get the beanie. Not sure what that is. So I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to get some sleep. I need it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, even though it might be not correct because I don't know and I might set a bad example, but it gives you an idea of the structure. And yeah, good night. Ninja warm up. Let's do that. So thank you for tuning in and see you later, guys. And then I should hit the right button, which I apparently cannot even do. Goodbye. Night night.